lawful good.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm chaotic good, so.
I think everybody here, so we still got a few more minutes. So
All right.
we've got our new player.
Yes,
Dirty
we
Dan.
have introduced ourselves.
What's your character name going to be?
Dirty Dan.
Dirtless. How about that?
Okay, so was pop. Well, I was going to say pop off. Log out, then log back in with that as your username. And so,
Okay.
So it shows up that way instead of your real name. Please.
Yeah.
And let's see, said Dirtless. We don't know why.
Dirtless was my my original ranger when I played in the 80s.
There you go. Now we know
Hey
why.
Dan,
Mm-hmm.
do you have an adjustable mic?
I do.
You want to put it a quarter of an inch further from your mouth?
Do you have him boosted? Because he sounds perfect to me.
He
He's
sounds
not
good to me.
boosted, but I keep hearing breathing noises.
How
You
about
I'm
should
that?
watching him light up.
Okay,
Is that
so
better?
it's not me. Okay. He's
I think
like,
it's Duff
he's
breathing.
like that, Dan. He's just you gotta.
All right.
He likes to complain. So
I only complain a little bit.
yeah, I've got
He's
a
just
fan
technically helpful.
blowing
he thinks.
across me, so you might hear that every now and then. So
Okay.
burning up.
We have the other individual.
Ooh,
I cannot match player names to
Darman.
Discord names.
That's you, Zindu.
Zindu.
He's coming.
Working on it.
There you go. And we're missing
Zindu, who are you in the game?
Dane.
Dane. Yeah, he's the paladin.
Okay.
So we're missing.
We're missing
Ruckus.
our monk, and we're missing
Oreo.
so Oreo and Ruckus,
Yeah, we are.
which Oreo is rather important at the moment.
Yeah, he's in the middle of a fight.
And
He has
Ruckus was
2
with
health
me, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I've got to get I got to bring Dirtless up to speed because he's not joined you guys yet. So when he gets logged back in, we'll get him kind of started. But where those guys didn't tell me they.
Still got 6 minutes.
Yeah, we still have a few more. But I pray that they're joining us. They.
Yeah, I'm just on the character selection waiting for it to pop up.
Yep. Since you logged off and logged back in, it re-downloads everything again.
Okay.
So. Alright.
It's so nice having mismatched monitors.
Yeah.
Alright.
At work, they were kind enough to give me 2 matching monitors, which is the nicest thing they've done for me so far.
Alright.
No one's offered to touch your butt.
Nope. And they decided to store food in the server room.
That's lovely.
Oh, I was
I mean, it'll keep the
spitting
food
mad.
hot, right?
I was spitting mad. They stored an open bag of Kool-Aid powder on top of the virtual host that runs the entire network.
And of course, you would have been blamed.
Oh yeah, because I was the one that picked it up and moved it without realizing what it was.
Damn it, Anthony.
Yeah.
How dare you be attempting to do your job?
I
Was
know,
it just
right?
a Ziploc baggie of Kool-Aid?
It wasn't even Ziploc. It was just a torn open bag set open side up, full of white powder.
Are you sure it was Kool-Aid?
I feel like our
didn't
character
taste it.
portraits.
Here comes somebody.
I was gonna say, I feel like our character portraits mess me up when I'm trying to figure out who's who.
Why is that?
Because the tiefling Carrick looks like a rogue elf.
Yeah, that was the best, and that's not even my description for my character does not match that portrait. That's just the best I could find.
Speaking of which, dummy me deleted emails that everybody sent me of their portraits. Resend them to me again if you have them, because I'm going to need them for the next stream. They will be displayed up on the overlays. And
Well,
so,
that's
That's
nice.
there we go. Come on in and hop
We
aboard.
have.
So
Which one are you?
he
Haru,
this
I think.
is
Oreo. No, I'm
Oreo.
Oreo.
He's Oreo.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we needed Oreo because he's in the middle of a spitting match here.
Yes, yes. Oreo was the
So-
important one.
So we're missing Ruckus.
Hey, Oreo, I got a question for you.
What's up?
What's your next character gonna be?
I'm fine. They're like so far away from me.
Well, yeah, Thariah. You remember Thariah? He's in the inn.
I'm the healer. No one's told me anything's going on yet.
Okay.
Roll 2 1s in a row.
So, all right. So let's see. So we're waiting for Ruckus here. I'm waiting to see Dirtless. When you get logged back in, we got to bring you up to speed a little bit here.
Okay. I'm still waiting at the character selection for the
Yeah.
character to pop up.
What's it so slow for?
Is it?
I thought Rain disengaged to go get the ride, didn't he?
No,
No.
he's sitting across the road, watching it all.
I haven't had a chance yet to move. That's where we
Don't be
left
trying-
off. where it's
Hey,
gonna
but don't be
be.
metagaming now. Hey now.
What?
What?
Don't be telling him what he needs to go do. That damn paladin's trying to cheat already. He's lawful
Uh
good.
huh.
Send
it
me your Skype.
47, 187 or 184,
It
90?
is, yeah. It's 47. It's not
Alright.
showing on your join list.
I just have a bunch there, so I
Okay,
want to make sure.
47.187.126.58. Yep. Oh, you busy man. You're playing a lot of games, huh? He's playing with somebody else other than us? That's unallowable. No, you just
Well, it was FGCon.
oh, really?
this
You
weekend.
enjoyed it? How was it?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Played a couple games.
I thought about it, but with this all going on, I said it's too much. So,
Yeah. Well, you could jump in as a player, right?
Yes, right.
To go see, because there was some guys that have obviously spent a lot of time on FG. So
Mhm.
Duff, I just sent you the tile.
Yeah. And you emailed it to me. Good.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah.
What? What's that?
I'll wait till everybody's. I need your Really, I know someone was reading. I need your player character tile again, please. Send it to me because I'm going to be needing it for the overlay for next week. And I had people send them and I deleted them after I copied them out. And I was being a dumbass.
Dan, did you drop those in the tower?
I did not drop those on the tower. I wasn't even in.
Darn.
I changed my name on the Fantasy Grounds login screen. I'm gonna change it back. Is there a permission thing that you needed to do? That maybe that was it.
No, I can change it. It just usually coming across.
Because I was sitting there forever and no character popped up.
I may have changed your. Change it back then.
Yeah,
see. Hold on a second.
that's what I was gonna try to change it back. What it was.
PC is. My bad. Here, are you? I have to. That's. My
I'm going
bad.
back in. I'm going back in as Dirt DIRT.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's
Okay.
what you. It's shows you owned by that. That's why it wasn't there. I needed to clear out the owner, and you would have seen it
Okay.
pop up. That's my bad. So
Okay.
so Oreo, you've got to grab your dude, and
We are at 8:30.
yeah. So we're gonna. Well, if he joins in, he joins in. I hope to God he does, but not. I'll run the dwarf as best I can. So let me change. Why did I close that out? I don't know.
Duff, do you pay attention to the Facebook group you were advertising on?
On and off.
All right.
Yeah,
There's a great bit of cleric RP going on in there earlier.
I'll look then. No, I haven't. Paid attention.
Yeah, you
Honestly,
have
haven't
to-
paid attention to it in a while. So
Yeah, it's all right. You have to look under. It's a post about someone wanting to be a non-divine healer, and I got a really good chance to RP cleric of Palor.
gotcha. Okay. So let me switch over to. There we go. And you gentlemen, we are loose and fancy free. So here's we are.
Welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the stream. So Oreo, change your one. Dirt, let's change your. Y'all change your color dye. You click on the color palette on the right hand side, and you can just kind of get a unique color, so I can
got
see who's who.
I'm just waiting for the program to respond.
Okay. So Dirtless, you find so I got to bring you up to speed, and then you'll be given your marching orders. But you've have found yourself in, wanting to stake your claim. You leave the bonds of home, and you wander the Sword Coast area, and you find yourself in the great town of Waterdeep, and minding your own business, and trying to get yourself attached with another group of adventuring parties, or trying just to get started out there, and you're just not having a lot of luck. And one day, as you're doing your searching and all that, you're approached by a nondescript man who has an offer for you from his employer, and he would like for you to follow him. And so, being the curious sort that you are, you follow this gentleman, and he wanders you in and around parts of Waterdeep till you're basically thoroughly lost and not quite sure where you're at, and you find yourself before a little nondescript, mansion type, well off, but it's not overly opulent. And you walk in, and you're escorted into a room. It's a small library, and sitting there in the across from it, behind a desk, is a human male, well kept, proper. Same thing as his house. He's dressed nice, but it's just not overly done. And he welcomes you, and he says, "Welcome to my home. My name is Praetor. I have had my eyes on you for a short period of time. I have a group of other adventurers that are like yourself that have moved on. I need just to fill out the group, and I would like for you, if you're interested, send you off to go join them." And he gives you some information about where they are, and he says, "I'll pay you. My pay is good, and I'm looking for some information. I need some eyes and ears out in the outside of here that I can't do myself. And if you are interested, he would like to hire you as a member of the party." As he's waving about his arm, though, something catches your eye. On his left arm, he has basically what looks like a leather bracer that, at first you didn't notice it, but then you did. And running from the back of the palm down, straight down the arm, are 6 encased jewels that notice that they light up a little bit. Inside the encasement are these jewels. They rotate and they kind of hang in midair. They're kind of suspended on their own, and they just kind of slowly turn. And right after you're looking at that, you look down at your arm, and there's one there on your arm. And you didn't notice it there before. You don't really feel it. You touch it. It feels like your skin. It doesn't hurt. There's no buckles to it. And he says, if you are willing, this is my way of being able to know and kind of track some of the ongoings of the group. Pay it no mind, and it's a part of the pact of working for me. And if you are so inclined, I will be more than glad to give you the directions where you need to head off to, and you may join up with the party if you were interested. And
why are you looking for more members? I mean, what happened? Are we missing a few, or
we need? He believes that your sort and your skill sets the party could use, and he knows that you've been having a little down and out luck on some of the other groups, and he feels like you're a man of your skill sets, would benefit and be a factor to help out the group in the long term. And
if only so I can learn what the crystal here does, add to my repertoire, I will do it.
Yeah. So he said to pay that no mind, and don't worry about that, and you don't. Basically, he waves his arm away, and you're basically all of a sudden you forget that's even on your arm. Okay.
Right.
All right. And he says he gives you some directions to the town of Phandalin, which is north of Waterdeep, and he gives you the map, and gives you he's got a wagon that's headed up there with some supplies in it, very similar to what they were given, a wagon full of supplies, and told who to go meet. They ventured off, and he's giving you the same route, and he says get into town, and He gives you a couple of their names. Look for any Thurai. Basically, what we'll do real quick is I want everybody to
Excuse me.
introduce themselves, a little bit about their character, their name and their character, and that'll give Dirtless a little background about each of you, so who he knows he's supposed to be looking for when he reaches Phandalin, because he won't know where y'all are at. So Oreo, you're up first.
I'm a monk. So far, I haven't spoken common. I like to show off, and I don't really think about consequences.
What do you speak?
So far, just Draconic.
Okay.
Dirtless.
I'm new. Gnome wizard. Knowledge. Searching for knowledge. That's all I've got so far. I'll get more.
Yeah, he will. He's got a little bit of background information to work on. Dane.
I am a human paladin. I served in we.
Anyone else getting the
Yeah, I'm
voice?
getting robot voice on you, Dane.
Okay, I'll try disconnect, reconnect.
Yeah, do that real quick.
While he's doing that, I'll just step in and do my bit.
Go ahead, Thurai. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm Thurai. I'm one of the few tieflings you've probably ever seen. I'm a cleric of a god that no one's really familiar with. They don't exist in this world. I come in not full plate, but full armor. I think it's chainmail at this point. A mace and a shield with a strange holy symbol on it, and you can often see me reading some type of book. Beyond that, all the party knows is that I heal people.
Okay. Rain.
I am a halfling rogue thief. I like stealing stuff, but I don't necessarily just steal to steal. I do sometimes. But I steal from the rich and give to the needy. I'm the Robin Hood of rogues. Sorry.
Oh my. All right, Dane, are we back?
I don't know. Can you
Yep.
hear me?
Yeah, that
You
sounds
sound
better.
fine to me.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So I missed part of it, but my name is Dane. I'm a human. I served in the Waterdeep Guard. Are we going through like our personality traits,
Just
that kind of
a
stuff?
little
or-
bit about what you just a quick overview, just a few sentences is fine.
Okay.
And yeah, human paladin. All right, and we're missing Ruckus. Where is he? He is just. I am my mouse really. So Ruckus is a barbarian dwarf. So
Nice.
so I'll run him a little bit and if and up and when if by chance Ruckus shows on us. If he doesn't, he hasn't sent me any notice, so hopefully. Okay.
I'll ask later.
So yeah, so Dirtless, you're gonna be we send you on your off you go, and it takes you a few hours to get up to Phandalin, and it's basically becoming dusk when you're kind of pulling into town, and you come in from the north of the town down a road, and you were dropped off in front of the provisions house, Barthen's Provisions, which is the first main building that you see on the west side of the road here. And you there's kind of what should I say? There's nobody really around. You're not quite sure. You hear some noise kind of south of you, some yelling, and you see a few people darting between a few of the buildings, kind of headed south on you.
Since I'm and giving a general description of them. Do I see anybody that maybe would have?
Not what you think from the Praetor gave you basically the background you're supposed to be looking for of these gentlemen and who they are, and you don't see anybody like that.
So I don't see like a tiefling running down the street at all.
No,
No,
you
that'd be
don't. You basically just hear you do hear what sounds like commotion, or something's going on farther south from where you're at. Okay.
Did he see the horses on the way?
No, good question. He would have passed over, right as you were getting to, when you go north from Waterdeep on the map here. I think I may have shared. Let me share that with you so that you know. So you would have a map. You would have come out from up south to the first road that goes to the east, which is the Tribor Trail, and you would have passed along, and right before you would get to the road that goes south into Phandalin, you would have seen what would have looked like two horse carcasses in the road, and eating fairly well. They've been there for a day or two.
Okay.
And you don't know why, but you would have seen those, and you would have passed on by not knowing what they were, but and then headed south into Phandalin. So, and then like I said, you arrive. Their driver, the supplies he kind of walks into the provision house, but there's nobody around. And like I said, you can see that a few people kind of sprint, staying, like it's in the shadows, but they're not walking openly in the road, but they're headed south.
Well, I'm gonna I don't really think there's anything to do in the provision house. I'm gonna kind of monitor what's going south, slowly make my way, heading towards the buildings across the other side of the road, maybe looking for a tavern or something.
That would be the big gray building that is right here. You definitely can hear some noises coming out of there. What sounds like an inn or tavern, definitely looks like one. And as you get closer to it, you see a sign that says actually that is the Stonehill Inn, and the entrance to it is on the south side of the building. When you come around the corner, though, you can definitely see that a few people are standing in and around the building looking east, and you see off in the distance there's other gentlemen, very faint because it's getting dark now, but there looks like there's some figures that are crossing from a building on the north side going across the road and in between some buildings. So you can't really tell from there what they're doing, but you see about a handful, what you can tell from the figures in the shadows, that they've crossed over the road coming out of one building.
So if I'm standing by the tavern, I'm getting closer to the tavern door. Are there any bystanders out? Anybody just kind of looking around?
There are a couple, and there's a couple have run in. And Thurai, give me a perception check, would you?
Yes.
'Cause you're in there. You don't know that, Dirtless, though. So, yeah, you're about to find out what's going on. Oh. It had to be just an average roll. Thank you there, Flora.
It's not a difficult thing to perceive.
Yeah, you see one of the villagers run in and run up to the innkeep and his wife, and he points back out east, and and they're like, oh, see him dropping it, and he's just shaking his head, and they you see them kind of hurried out the front door. A little bit, and a few other people.
I'm gonna finish my drink and follow him out.
And you follow out, and you see some of them, and you see a gnome. You can both of you give me a perception check again, please. Both Dirtless and Thurai.
I was an almost.
Yes.
Oh,
Dirtless, you know how to do
18.
that.
I'm looking for perception.
So basically, go to the
I
abilities. Go to the skills tab.
Yeah,
Grab
I think I
that
found
dice, and just double click on it.
The drink has addled my mind.
both of y'all.
At
Okay,
least
well,
it's not a one.
that's okay. Well, yeah, just you see each other, and you see the people kind of stand off. They keep close to the building, but they look down the road,
I'm
and
gonna. Can I find the man that
you,
ran into the inn?
you, yeah, they're right there next to you now. Yeah, they're all kind of
I'm,
standing there. There's the innkeep there too, and he's like going, "Damn it." You hear him mutter under his breath. Yeah, he looks over to you. I think your friends have stirred up the hornet's nest, and something's happened down there at the pub, at the tap house, and this is not going to bode well for us if this gets out of hand. You might want to
I'll
go check on your friends.
I'll go do what I can. I pull my mace and my shield, and I move and dash towards the commotion.
Yeah, and so sitting there, and you, Dirtless, you see the innkeep, and he looks over at you, and he goes, "You picked a fine time to pull into this town. These this group is
What's going on?
this
What
group's
what
going to butt
happened?
heads. He starts talking about, you know, he says it's the damn Red Brands again, and these adventurers. Hope this doesn't end well for them. Then it's going to be hell to high pay for the town here. Red Brands have been picking on people and been putting their everybody under their boot, and they need to be taught a lesson. I just hope that these guys can do it. And he basically reads off, to you. You've got a
Yeah, who are these
tiefling.
guys? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
you saw that he was a tiefling, and you're supposed to be looking for one, and you know, um, you know, common sense. He rattles off that um,
Well,
he's got a paladin and a rogue, halfling rogue, and a sailor, uh, human sailor, and you kind of clue in that these descriptions that he's reading off sound like the guys that you're supposed to be looking for.
and
And
who just ran off? Was it
that was the
Ran?
tiefling. The
The
tiefling, you
Tiefling.
Right.
saw him run east down the
Yeah.
road from the
Then
from the inn.
I'm
Okay.
gonna follow behind, trying to find out what's happening as I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that these are who I need to meet up with.
Okay. So, Rain, you are still hiding in the shadows next to the house.
Yep.
And give me a perception check to see if you notice the eye coming your way.
Alrighty. Perception.
Why is
You're
that
close
broken?
enough. You basically, it's not hard to spot the humans, but you see the tiefling walking straight down the middle of the road,
Okay.
shield and weapon drawn, but has not seen you. And it's right behind him, kind of behind there's a very small little being, um, just kind of trying to keep up with the tiefling. Um, Oreo, you are down at the bottom of across the bottom of the field, and you, as I've said, you've got six ruffians. You've got six red brands that have come across the field, coming towards you, and off to your left, you notice that Dane has caught your attention, and he's coming towards you also. Oh, praise the Lord. One second.
Hey!
Thank God I didn't want to do that by myself.
Duff, I sent
Was
you a
it?
couple messages, by the way.
Yeah, I'm
Didn't want to
sorry.
interrupt
Remember,
you.
you need to load. Oh, I got to load up the. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Trying to tell me my business.
Trying to help.
No, I did. I'd forgotten. I was waiting for Ruckus to do it once he gets connected here. So, and yeah, Dane and you have got Ruckus back behind you. If y'all came out of the Town Masters, and I can't remember. Did y'all see the ruffians coming across the field, or did you just see Oreo only?
If I remember right, I think we seen the ruffians coming
Okay,
across
I
the
think
field.
so. I was just listening to a minute ago while I was trying to track everything that was going on. So let's give Ruckus a second here so he can pop in, and he is on. So he's in our lovely chat. No, actually, there's more than that, Anthony. Um, they dragged their companions back to the. Oh, mm, there were two wounded. They were wounded. They dragged them back to um, the
The
tap house,
original.
but they went inside and grabbed some
Okay.
other guys. Okay,
Okay.
and
I just
stepped
remember
out.
that there were two wounded.
Yeah, oh, there were, and they backed the other two backed them up. They certainly did. Actually, there were two wounded. There were two dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
There were two
Didn't I
dead.
think? Didn't I knock one out and he definitely killed one with an arrow?
You remember one of them had a bad luck of magic. I have to go back and look at the
Right.
log. So
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of them fumbled and set
Yeah.
fire to himself and
Self.
everyone around him.
yeah, well
Um,
he definitely he lit
Which
himself on
was
fire.
amazing. I
Yeah.
can't
one,
wait till
so
our
two
characters
died,
get
two
top.
wounded, and then they
And-
came and got the other
Yeah.
four.
Yeah.
I
So
thought it was 5.
I thought it was
there's
5 too, but he's saying
There were
There's-
6 in the field with me.
there
for
were
sure.
six. There were six.
Oh,
Because
okay.
one
Yeah.
got one of the guys was yes. Trust. There were six. So
Going on.
okay. So grab your character because we were just okay. So was explaining to everybody where we're at. You are just outside the town master's hall with Dane, and you're looking across, and you saw Oreo twirling and bellowing. He's twirling his staff and bellowing, and as you notice that as the sun is setting, 6 ruffians were coming out across the field, swords drawn, and yeah, here, let me send that to you so you can. There you go. Okay, and we were getting ready to have a little bit of a shindig. So let's see. I need another one. How do I? Let's see.
You want us all to roll initiative for you?
Give me a second here. I'm trying to remember how I can get. Okay, so there's 6. I don't need this one. I don't need this one. Now it'll be a little hard because we don't have a map here. So we'll kind of track them out. Is that in the combat tracker, you can actually target the one that you want to hit to make sure as you're watching them all. But they'll basically they're going to be kind of a straight line across from each other. Okay, so we'll just kind of track it that way. Go ahead, all of you. Yes, can roll me initiative, please. And Dirtless,
Yes.
you know how to do that.
It's just a 20, right?
Well, you go to the front page of your no, you got to go to the front page of your character sheet, okay?
Yeah.
And
Got
then
it.
look for the initiative and grab that dice, okay? And then throw it.
Any help on where the initiative is at?
It's in the middle.
Dead center.
Dead center.
INT?
Where's
Okay,
that
there, got it, got
INT.
it.
That's it, sir.
All right. So this is a new roll.
That's fine. That's fine. Did well. That's the legal roll. Alrighty. So, and we have. Let me start this up.
I'm
Boom.
sorry.
We are in combat. So basically, we've got in the middle of the field. They are now. They're within range of definitely Oreo. And Dane, and Ruckus is close by. Rain, you're still hiding in the shadows, and Thrai, you saw them cross the field and disappear going south. Okay.
All right.
Dane, you see 6 of them roughly. Like I said, they are kind of coming, like coming across. Straight. I'm just making that a straight line, kind of basically where they're at. Okay. What shall you do?
And it starts with me, huh?
You're top of the order.
Oh man. All right. I would like to, because right now I'm kind of standing in between the buildings. I would like to move, I guess, to the east, and
East where the circle at is where Oreo's at, basically. Okay.
and then okay, and then I basically want to get into a position where I'm about 10 yards away. I don't want to attack the guy the furthest towards the end of the line.
to the furthest to the east or the furthest closest to you? To the
Closest
left.
to me.
Yeah, that'd
So
be
I
just
only
number
want to
one.
be.
Yeah, so
Okay.
let's just work
Number
it
one.
that way. Yeah, number one.
Okay.
Easiest way to do this.
Okay.
Which ones were wounded?
None of them.
None of them. They left those two guys on the front porch. Okay.
Okay, that
All right.
makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
And you
I'm
said.
sorry for the confusion.
No, that's
And
all
you
right.
said.
It's a little hard without a map. So,
Yeah.
it's well, but see the ruckus is it's. I'd have to really shrink in there on the map, and I'm going to give you at least one movement. There's going to take one more set of movement before they kind of get all into play and kind of branch this. This is going to be a little bit on the imagination that you guys are in a big ass field. I don't believe. Let me look here real quick on maps if I've got anything that might help, because it would. Dungeon Master's Guide.
I mean, at this point, we're about to meet in an open field, with the exception of me hiding, and some people don't have line of sight yet.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you just want to take a grid and paint it green, we'd be happy with it.
Well,
Or just use the map. Like, use the full map as if it's the field. We'll just ignore the background when we're looking at movement.
okay, so
We could do
I
that.
zoom in
And then anyone not in the field isn't on yet.
Right.
So if I set a grid,
Okay,
all right,
I can work with that.
and let's see. So, Thurai, you're coming down the street, and let's see. That puts. Okay, so that's good. Ruckus, you are here. Dane, you're here. Oreo, you're here. Dirtless, you are back behind. And Rain, you are back. How's that, gentlemen?
And
I
then,
need
how
that.
big's the
I
grid?
gotta have bad guys. Yeah, they're gonna take up the whole damn line here.
Are these boxes, quote unquote, 5 feet?
Well, they're close enough. You're gonna be for you guys. You're gonna be one more set of movement before you guys are in close combat. Okay, so you've got one set of range shots before this becomes. But for general's sakes, this at least lets us play who's where. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got some pissed off red brands coming at you, Oreo and Dane. They see you, but they know that their target is a feisty mouth sailor boy that does some jumping bunny rabbit in the road. And
Okay.
Might have magical firepower. Just
yeah, set people on fire. We don't know for inexplicable reasons. So, what are you gonna do, Dane?
Okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to come. I don't. Can I move my token?
Here, let me unlock tokens so you guys.
I mean, I can pick it up and move it around,
you
but
should
I
be able
want to
yeah,
like.
go ahead. Yeah, you're gonna
Okay.
you'll need at least one more movement. This movement and one more before you get in within where their movement up. So
Oh, so I'd have to double move to get to them.
yes, for the moment they're still coming. They're still far enough across the field. So
Okay. Then shoot, that makes it tough. So how many movements would I have to take to get over to Oreo?
you're one that just you can stand right next to them. Okay, for this movement.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, it's a little confusing, but it's.
I just lost it again. My brain just okay. But it would take 2 movements to get to them. So then, if I can't get to them in 1 movement, then I would want to come up behind, I guess, Oreo, or to the north of Oreo, like over here.
Okay. All right.
And then I guess I could throw a dagger at ruffian number 1.
Any type of ranged weapon would work. Yes.
Okay. Oh, actually, yeah. Well, I said dagger, so I'm going to do dagger. But I've got hand axes. And then do I just drop the dice on
the ruffian that you want to hit in the combat?
Oh,
tracker.
got it.
Now you also
So like
should
that.
be able to. You can. Oh my God! Here we go already. Okay. Hold on. I gotta squish the map a little bit because I can't see my dice box. And
Very nice.
Does anyone know? Is there a way for me to get rid of part of the left side of the map in Fantasy Grounds?
Zoom in.
You zoom in.
You mouse over it and scroll.
The target must make a con save, or its spell attacks only deal half damage for the remainder of the counter. Okay, well, okay. You get to still roll your damage, though, Dane.
Okay.
Grab your damage die.
Okay. Dagger.
Throw that,
Oh, whoop,
please.
that's the okay. And then I put that on top of the ruffian.
There you go. You stuck one in them. So,
Sweet.
anything else?
Nope. I think that's about all I can do.
Okay. Pass the turn.
Oh, just a second.
There we go.
There we go.
Dirtless, you were up. So, what you see is the halfling is, walking down the street, drew his weapons. You hear some commotion coming out south from you in the field, which you barely see. There's some people standing far across it, but something's taking place south of you. But the tiefling is still walking down the road.
I'm gonna sensing something's coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and cast mage armor on myself.
Okay, so that you should target yourself. We grab the spell, and you just drop it on yourself. I believe that's how that works. Let me see.
Did you put in all these effects into this thing, or
That
was
is a
it some-
table that's it's a guy named Rob Toohey. He created them on the DM
Good
Guild,
girl.
and it was like a buck. It was like a buck for them all.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yep.
The
Okay.
fumble and crit table you're talking about?
All that crit table, the effects. There's I'll share them
What
out.
time you got to get up?
Okay, so did you do that yet, Dirtless? Did you
I
cast
dragged it onto myself.
on the combat tracker? So let me
Where's
see.
the combat
What
tracker?
was that?
Okay, so the combat tracker is the double
Okay.
swords that are up is the upper right hand corner. You
Oh, I just want to make sure you're awake in time.
you open that up,
8:40? I thought you left at 8.
and then you grab.
Zindu, you're hot micing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You grab that spell, and you.
What
drop,
time are you waking up?
God
Okay.
damn it.
Did that
Here.
work?
Oh, okay.
Here, let me do it for you. So I'm gonna. Okay, there you go. Now you've got the extra bonus to your AC.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll go over it. If we got time after we're done here, if you want to, we'll drop through this a little bit and kind of explain it all, since we didn't really chance to do that in combat for you.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, just sorry.
Okay.
I don't want to hold everybody up.
Okay, so
I'm
you've
gonna-
got mage armor on yourself. That's your action. You still have a movement part of the phase if you want to move.
I'm gonna try and get closer to Teria. Is that the name?
Thurai.
Turai.
Thurai. Thurai. It's all right.
Sorry.
It's all right. So yeah, you can move on up behind him and.
And try and get his attention.
Okay, so how would you do that?
I guess I would if I'm close enough, I'm asking. I'll just kind of say Praetor. Praetor. Are you with Praetor?
And Thurai, you hear this, sort of small voice
a
behind
gnome, right?
you. He's a gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Little gnome, I will help you in a moment. I have to go help my friends.
But you hear the word. You hear him
head.
say the word Praetor. Okay, and so he's got your attention. I would hope. So, okay.
I actually do intend to ignore the
Okay.
gnome for right now and run into battle.
Okay, so
Alright.
now when
How
you
do
are
I-
done, Dirtless, down in the bottom of the combat tractor next to the word
Yep.
menu is a dragon's head with a down arrow, and it says past actor, pass. That is how you pass your turn
Okay.
to.
You won't see the word menu.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh, okay.
Nope.
That's what do you?
But I got it right. I
Yeah,
just
you got
Yeah,
it.
you did.
You
Okay.
got it. Okay. So these gentlemen, it is their turn, and they make their movement. Now they are still.
Now, does he come in? Does he come within 10?
No, he is within 10 feet, but he's not on you yet to make the attack. Okay, but they will be on the next turn. Okay, unless you move on to them. Okay, so yeah, so they just split the difference between the two of y'all. Okay.
Oh, they're just stalking forward.
Yeah, they're just moving forward.
Um,
Yeah. And
Okay. One thing is with my polearm master feat is if he gets in that 10 range of me, I get to do a attack of
it's
opportunity.
they then if you move, you would put yourself within the 10 feet. They are not yet because they're not within attack range. Their movement is still outside the 30. Okay, so the
Okay.
next turn they would be up on top of you unless you do a movement toward them. Okay, so that you can move up and attack them this turn, your next turn. So that's what I'm saying. So and Rain,
Sup.
you up?
All right. I'm going to use my short bow to take a shot at Ruffian Mother 6.
Okay. Yep.
Excuse me.
We popped him. He staggers and looks, surprised. I mean, he felt that he's got a pop behind him, and number 5 also kind of peeks back and looks back to see what the hell's going on. Anything else you want to do?
Nope.
All right. And Thry, you just saw that happen in front of you. Okay, so you saw Rain come out of Ruckus.
All right. How much movement would it take to get behind the Red Baron Ruffian 1?
So he's right outside 30. He's if Dane doesn't move, then the ruffian's going to take 30 feet. So you're still from where you're at. You're still a movement and still a turn and a half away from them to get close.
Okay.
About
Okay.
45.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
roughly. Yeah. Thank you. Should have thought that.
All right. So I'm going to move up.
You
and
can
I'm
move up
gonna
next to Dane. So and
Yeah.
be close enough.
Okay. So that's 30 feet or 25
Yeah.
feet.
Good enough for you. So
Okay. And then I want to go ahead and make an attack. I'm going to toss one of my hand axes at him.
okay. That was.
That's not right.
Now you got to drag it on. Now that's a hit. So which one? I'll give you the hit, but which one were you trying to target?
Ruffian 1.
Hey, well that's an opportunity. What the heck is that?
I was holding shift, so maybe that
Yeah,
had
just
something to do
grab
with
the dice again and just drag it on top of the ruffian 1 because I'm not sure
Alright.
what that'll do to it. It shows up as an effect. Grab the attack die again. Now did that add 2 onto him? It added 5. Hold on. Let's back up here. Alright. Try that again. So grab your attack die. Drop it on 1. You're grabbing the damage die.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You said you gave him the hit.
Yeah.
It didn't.
That's
I said I want to roll again. Sorry, because it says it's an opportunity attack. And when I drag that over, God dang it, mouse.
here. I'll try it again.
It's like it's putting an effect on them, and so we can give. I mean, I would give you. You know what? It's actually true. I did say to give the hit. So, what was your first damage? It was 5. Okay.
5.
So okay, yeah. So I'm confusing the matter here. So. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and honor what I said because I'm confusing it. You gave him 5 points of damage. Okay,
Okay.
You hit him with your hand axe. Okay, and you've moved, so your turn
Alright.
is done. Oreo, you see them step into the fray, and you see Ruffian 6 all kind of staggered forward a little bit, and he looks like he's got something sticking out of his back. Are you going to stay true to form?
Oreo, are you there?
Sorry, I forgot that I had set up push to talk.
Okay.
I'm talking to myself. I'm
Happens
going
to the best of us.
to. How tall is this building next to me?
They're houses. That one.
1 story, so like 10 feet.
Let me see. I'd have to pull up the. Let me look while we're sitting here. Lost Mines of Fandelver. Vandalin. Whose house is that? That is. Don't know. So the house to the left is a small. Yeah, that's going to be a 1-story house. What are you doing? What is your
I
DB?
appreciate that you just have the statistics for every building in this town.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, they give you another map that's got some more info on it. So, what is your devious mind thinking?
Oh, I'm gonna try and climb the building.
Okay, so I'm gonna need an athletics check,
Sure.
and that's
Yeah,
gonna
say
give
like
you. Yep.
if there's anything around, like I'm totally cool with like back flipping off stuff to get up higher and whatnot.
It's
But I
just
can
a
do an
simple little.
You're a
It's a
acrobatics.
dwarf.
simple little farmhouse. That's all that one is. Residence. That okay?
Oh.
So you guys see him hop, skip, and jump on. He apparently is now 10 feet, and he is sitting on top of the house now, looking down at everybody.
Would you say that's an action or a movement?
It's a part of his
That's a
movement. Yeah, but
movement.
it took him 10 feet, of his movement. So he's running around on the top of the house, I'm assuming.
Yep. For my action, I'm going to dodge.
Okay. All right.
And I'm also going to shout at them.
You're going to incite them, huh? So, all right. Um, okay, so you guys basically hear some more guttural speech come out of Oreo as he stands up there waving his quarterstaff and grabbing his crotch and other various things, and making a complete what you think is a complete fool of himself. But he's in, the sailors are just they've got their eyes locked on him. So except for the two y'all hit, so that there's blood in the eyes. Anything else you want to do, Oreo?
Is there a way to set up the dodge?
Well, the dodge it's part of what you do up until your next turn. Anything that is, let me see. I don't know if it's actually.
I think you'd apply it to yourself like you do mage armor. So you
I'm trying to see if I've got
grab the
dodge
thing
here.
that's.
Yeah, there's dodge right here. Let me hold on.
Any attack is made with a disadvantage against me for my
Yep,
next turn.
yep.
It's an action. I just don't
And
know how to do it.
I do it like this.
Okay.
Okay. That is your
Sweet.
turn. Zorai,
Is
you're
it
up.
finally the tiefling's turn?
Pass the
Yeah,
Zorai,
it's the
please.
tiefling's
Yep.
turn. All right, that rule that we discussed our first round, I need an answer
Mhm.
for, because my current purpose is going to be to throw my. Seeing what's going on, I'm going to throw down my shield and mace, draw my crossbow, and take a shot.
Okay, so you've got buildings between you and them.
Is that not
And-
an alley between me and bad
Yeah,
guy number two?
Right, but okay, so right now so you're going to have to position to them. You would be a disadvantage because of the cover that they've got.
All
So
right, so
unless
what
you're
do I
going
got
to-
for movement here?
You can move in. Yeah, you can move in between the buildings. I'll give you that. Yeah, so you could see them. I just wanted you to move before you took the shot.
Okay.
Basically. Okay. Yeah. So now you're gonna have a advantage on. Actually, I should have given that to, but Rain did it hit anyway. So yeah, you're behind them, and so
So
that'll be.
advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Although if I had an advantage, that means I should factor in the sneak attack bonus.
Next time,
All right.
pop goes the weasel. Okay.
One.
Okay. Holy moly! There's not a plus to that.
Not for my crossbow.
Okay. All right. That you hit another. You hit number 2.
In the toe,
And-
apparently.
Yeah.
A glancing wound. I'm not gonna say anything.
Anything else you want to do? There you go. Dane, you're up. You've got. They first one kind of slowed down. He's got some. He looks a little hurt. The rest of them are pissed.
Now I have a question. So, can I be would I be holding my glaive in, like, say, my left hand, and use my right hand to pull out a hand axe and throw it, so I still have my weapon in my hand?
As long as that is the glaive's not a two-handed weapon, is it? I mean, well, Yeah, it is, but it's.
You could hold it in one hand as long as
Yeah.
you're not trying
Make
to.
make a
yeah.
strength check and
Uh,
then see.
So I mean, I'll give you the op. Yeah, if you can interact with. We were talking about this before and how things work with interaction. And so yes, that you just couldn't use the glaive again. Your turn is grabbing the other hand axe and whipping it and throwing it, and that is
Okay.
your attack option. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I'd like to do.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's fine.
We're gonna go ahead and do an attack then against Mr. Ruffian number 1.
Excuse me.
Okay. That's a hit.
Awesome. And then hand axe is this guy.
All right. So, and I believe that's both your hand axes, correct?
No, I have one hand axe left. I threw my dagger the first turn.
Okay. Okay. So dagger's out, and there's. Okay, hold on. So dagger 1, and I'm checking your ammo, and you had 2 hand axes, and you've used one of them. So I just changed that in your character sheet. So we need to put ammo in there so that you use that properly.
Okay.
All right. So there you go. All right. So yeah, he's not looking good. He kind of dropped down a little bit because he's now he's got this axe stuck in his chest, and he's not looking hot. Anything else you want to do? Okay,
I
Durless,
think
you saw the tiefling. He looked at you briefly, turned around, and ran in between 2 houses to the south.
I'm guessing I'm kind of like up, looking down the alley myself. It's a
Yeah,
much smaller alley.
Yeah,
one
you
my
could,
size.
but you could definitely squeeze down through there. So you could,
All right.
if you wanted to come down, just move
Yeah.
yourself a block south.
I'm gonna move down and
You see what's going on.
I can see what's going on. Do the ruffians all look the same? Can I like tell one group from the other?
Nope, they all kind of dress similar to each other. They have these red sashes or red shirts on them, and they all are carrying same weapons. They look like a little bit of an organized group, and you see them bearing down on some individuals south of you.
I see you said earlier the number 1 looked like he was pretty much out of it. I'm gonna cast magic missile at him.
Okay. So you get 3 bolts that are automatic hits. So you're just going to grab the damage dice. You're going to grab the first one, and you can drop it on Ruffian 1.
Where do I see the damage
Okay,
dice
so
for the
go
magic
to.
missile?
Okay, so open up your. Go to your. Let me see where. Okay, so under actions, magic missile. The damage that's the word. See the 1d4 plus 1. Grab that and drop it on Ruffian 1. Grab that whole text.
Oops.
And it will actually do the roll for you.
There it is. There it is.
Okay. So this is your first one. They're auto hit.
Did that work?
So you grab it and you drop it actually on the Ruffian 1 in the combat tracker. You have to actually drop it on that entry. The 1d4 plus 1
Okay.
text.
And now I don't see the 1D.
So you may have to
I don't
scroll
see-
down. You may need to scroll down some because it may be off the page.
Yeah, scroll all the way down.
Okay. And
I'm just going through the different modes.
Don't need you.
There it is.
You get to put it in combat.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
you
it
go.
is. I got
Okay.
it now.
Okay, so the first one, but you didn't drop it on the. You got to actually. Here, I'm gonna do it for you.
Okay.
Drop it on the Ruffian, and
Whoops.
he just. I did it for you, and he basically you hit him in the back with the first one, and you see him fall face down, and is not moving. So now you get 2 more that you can direct.
I'm gonna go to the one that I saw standing right next to him. So
Okay.
Ruffian 2.
So grab that damage and drop it right on Ruffian 2 in the tracker.
How's that?
Exactly, and you've got 1 more.
Isn't magic missile a great spell?
There you go. So you hit 2 wallops in his back, and he's a little sizzling there, but he is still standing. And you've moved. You can move. You still have more movement, but it's basically 10 more feet if you wanted to, or 1 more square. But other than that, you were done with your turn in combat.
I'm gonna try and stay in cover as much as I can still, and stay right where I'm at.
You'll pass your turn.
Does it have to be my turn to talk?
you could talk, but I mean,
I guess it would depend on the kind of talk.
yeah. Well, if you're talking about
Um,
something that's actually going on in battle and all that, yes, you're gonna have to wait.
I was just gonna say if Ruffian 2 turned around, I wanted to yell at him. That's all.
You'll get it's your turn. If it's actually in the combat, you'll have to wait. So,
Okay.
but yeah. So they're of one mind, and they are now.
Okay.
Except for, let's see, I'm gonna actually do a here. They're here, but this to number 5. He's dumb enough. Yeah, that's really smart. And number 6 didn't like getting hit, and so he's coming back. He's trying to see what the hell just tagged him in the back. So he's coming back toward you, Rain. So
Yay!
all right. So the other 4 there are looking at Dane and Ruckus. As Ruckus, you're going to be in the fray here now too, and that would actually.
I'm within melee range now.
Yeah, you're going to be melee. Both you and Dane are.
Okay, so when one of them enters my melee range, I get an attack of opportunity immediately.
Pick your target.
I want to say, is Ruffian 2 the one who came in?
There, you hover over them. You can hover over them there. Yeah. Okay. So it should show you who's each one. So. Yeah.
So then I just basically take my dice just like I would just use the weapon I'm using and
drag it on top of them in the combat tracker. Yep.
Okay.
There you go. It's how simple it is.
Sweet. And then I just drag my damage because I'm. Yeah, that was a hit. Okay.
There you go. You swapped him upside the forehead. Stagger him back a little bit. All right. Now it's their turn, and they want to return the favor. So let's see. Oh boy. Alrighty. So Ruffian. I'm gonna see. There's 2 on each of y'all. So Ruffian 2, because you popped him, he's definitely going to hit Dane and swipes you. Hits you pretty hard, and he returns backhanded and misses. Ruffian 3 is going to swing. I'm going to move Ruckus. I'm going to split the. Well, he hit 2. And Ruckus is going to take some hits here. Ruckus, you're looking pretty bad. They walloped you pretty good there. Ruffian 4 is, which one is it? Okay, so it's 5 that's not, okay. So Dane, you got one more on you. Actually, yeah, because they need one more movement to get up on Oreo that's jumping up behind you guys. Miss. Yep. Actually, I'll tell you what, and Ruffian 5 is going to do a double move. And he's running up to try to climb the house. Rain, you're up. You got one that's coming at you.
Yeah. All right. So explain to me how climbing works real quick. It's just part of your movement, right?
Yeah. You basically, if you're going to try to climb, you give me an athletics check.
Okay.
And if you succeed high enough, what I call it, then you can move a house like that, but it's 10 feet up. It's a 1-story where you're at, and that's part of your movement.
Okay. I have a grappling hook. Could I attempt to climb that house?
You would do still going to be a athletics check to throw it and get it up there, but it's actually an attack too. But I'll just give me an athletics check. So,
all right.
Tank, you hit the side of the house.
Okay.
Right. Yep. And you're sitting there looking at a red brand stalking down on you.
All right. Am I within melee range?
But
Diagonal or?
Yeah, but you threw the grappling hook. That's an action.
Okay.
You can still move another 10 feet, but he's going to be on you next turn. So.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
That would
All right,
basically,
well, I'll
basically
take a step back then.
yeah. So, all right, that's your turn.
All right.
Ruckus, you got popped pretty good.
Yep. Um, I'm going to double move back.
All right, so doing that gets you an opportunity attack.
If that's the only thing you do, like if you disengage.
If you do a double move, if you
Oh,
disengage
sorry.
and then move.
Yeah, you can
Dis-
just
yeah,
Just
disengage takes
Yep.
your act.
perfect.
yeah.
That's
I'm gonna use my action to move.
okay. That's exactly right. All right, that's it for you.
I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so this guy next to me, he's at the side of the building.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair that I can hit him with my quarterstaff.
He's 10. He's. You'd be. I'm going to want to, because you're going to be reaching all the way down to try to hit him. You're going to have to be on the side of the roof, swinging at him.
One-handed.
10-foot tall roof with a 5-foot tall person.
Yeah. So you're going to be slightly. You're going to have to come meet him. Yeah. So, or I'll give you a disadvantage on the roll from where you're at.
I think he also loses his dodge effect.
He would once he does that. Yes.
Yeah, I'd lose my dodge effect regardless unless I dodge again this time.
Yeah, that's actually just true. It's the start of his turn. Thank you. So what do you want to do?
I'd like to spit at the guy. And then can I ready an action looking out for him to come up or someone to try and attack me? Do they have ranged weapons that I can see?
You haven't seen any.
So can I ready that action?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, so you're holding. All right, so pass your turn.
Right.
Thry.
All right.
You're
Seeing that we've got 4 people down there on 3, assuming I can see everyone.
yeah, you can see all that's going on. Yes.
I noticed bad guy number 6 heading back towards Rain. And on the way over here, I probably noticed he wasn't that good of a fighter because he's not a very fighty guy. I'm going to take off in this direction.
All right.
Do I have line of sight?
Yeah, you would on the ruffian. Yes.
All right. Now, I have left my Mason shield behind. I've taken my shield off my AC.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And I am going to find my actions tab again. That's number 6, correct?
That's correct.
Ah!
It missed. It flew off.
Well,
Cross-
that's my move, my
cross-
action.
Yep.
I
You
have
are.
a couple spells that are a bonus action. Do I want to... Rain, you better fucking protect my ass. I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Rain.
Okay. Is that it's a bonus action spell? I take it.
That is a bonus action spell.
Okay. And
What's it do?
They have to beat a wisdom save of a D10 or wisdom save of 10 in order to attack you.
Ooh.
Otherwise, they choose another target.
he really likes you.
I know.
Yeah, I do.
It's because I'm lovable.
Oh
I'm a
my.
halfling after all.
Oh my. Okay.
And I give to charity.
All right. Anything else, Thry?
That was my move, my action, and my bonus action.
Dane, you're up. You are surrounded.
All right.
Thanks to you've got a sailor that ran up behind you and leapt up on a building and left you sitting there, and then all of a sudden the dwarf stepped back because he had, he wasn't looking too good. He had a few gashes on him that were leaving
Fair
him a
enough.
little weakened.
Then I'm going to go ahead and take a swing here at Ruffian Numero dos.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I gotta ask permission every time before I roll now.
No, you can just call it out. I just want you to call what you're doing. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rolling damage.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You waylaid him pretty good. It staggered him
Okay.
back. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and use the butt end of my weapon.
Correct. You
Ooh.
hit.
Oh.
And
Do you mind if I grab the dagger? I think we did what we did before is I just grabbed the dagger melee damage because it's supposed to be just 1d4.
yeah,
plus
are you just yeah? So that's I thought is it not in the actual damage deal? I need to look at it because one of the guys had that, and he just rolled right on up. Well, it was good enough. So the uppercut from the back of that butt just drove his nose back into his brain, and he flopped down. So
Bet you that never entered his mind before.
yep, he's breathing through his head. All right, so you clocked him, and you were good. Anything else?
Yeah, I feel good.
Dirtless.
All right, I was watching, everything go down, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna crossbow the closest ruffian to me, which would be ruffian 3, because I don't think I would have seen anybody run behind me.
Okay. Yep, you would have known that Therai it went back. Yep, you don't see him where you're at, so you missed, unfortunately. It skidded in the dirt at his feet, and he didn't even notice it.
And I'm gonna stay in cover. I'm not gonna take a movement turn.
That's fine. You're more than welcome to, so
Yeah.
you will pass your turn. Away. So 3 has not been touched, but he's going to touch Dane. Dane,
I think you might have phrased that a little better.
Yeah, I know. Well, Dane, you see collapse to the ground.
Good
Oops.
luck.
Yeah, the paladin drops. Where can I get that to sit upside down? All right. And he comes around, and number 5, now Oreo, you see him start to climb up the side of the house. And you may try to wallop him if that's what you're wanting to do.
Yeah, as soon as he is like on his way up,
He is.
I'm going to smoke him in the face.
Okay, you get an attack.
That's ruffian 5, right?
That is ruffian 5. You miss. He is now up on the roof with you.
All right, I'm gonna
Number
kick
4.
him really hard.
Well, you can't. That was your turn.
Don't I still get my bonus action?
Oh, do
I
you have a
performed...
bonus action? Okay, sorry. You would have basically an unarmed strike. So that's your skill.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I forgot. You're a monk. So that hit. That would hit. Yes. Okay. So you walloped him in the face.
Is he still on the roof?
Yeah, he's on the roof with you now. You just staggered him back. The other
Sweet.
hit would have done a check. Dane, unfortunately, I forgot. You need to give me a death saving check, please.
Does that happen on the first turn?
That happens on
Right
his
after the-
turn.
I always is it. I thought always you played it right after the. I thought it was right after the
The
death
rules
that you
have
do
been. I won't argue with you,
Mm-mm,
but
no.
everyone that I've watched, heard, or read, it's at the top of their turn.
We'll play it that way right now. I had seen it. I thought it was this, unless they did a change, that it was right the first time. As soon as it happens, you do a roll, and then after that, it's the top of his turn. You're getting him out of the way quicker, but that's fine. We'll play it that way for right now for what we're doing, because everybody else, there were several of y'all that said that. Okay, so that puts it to, now that means that Ruffian 5 is up there with you, and so 3 passed it. He's already moved. 4 moved up to the house, and 5 will take a wallop strike. Hits Oreo. Oh!
Ouch.
And knocks you down. Alright.
How many lucks do I have? I think I have 1 left.
You used all 3 of them outside of the. Yeah.
In the first fight. Yeah.
In the first
Yeah.
fight. Yep.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Yep. All right, and he's basically standing over you, giving you the, yeah. I think he may actually looks like he may be reaching into his pants. So, let's see, and we've got Ruffian 6 is going to move up on Rain here, and he has to. You said now he has to make a
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Let me see what that is. Wisdom saving. Is it a wisdom check or a wisdom saving throw? Which was? Let me see. Where's that?
Let me
at?
read the
Sanctuary. Yeah. What does it say?
wisdom saving throw.
Okay. He gets a 20. Actually gets a 19. It's -1. So he gets his attacks.
Yeah, whenever you start your turn. Quote
Okay.
from the handbook.
Alright. He hits you once. And his second attack, he hits you twice.
He has to make that saving throw again for the second attack.
He does?
It's every time.
Okay, 1 second. Well, he's. Hold on. Let me see.
You have
Hopefully.
to undead me.
Yeah, let me roll this first. So he made it. He still made it.
Damn.
So he drops. He drops Rain.
Damn it.
What is going on?
Each.
Actually,
That's an action. That is also an action.
all right. Rain, you are now. That's so. There's your. Okay, so it's. I've got it. So you're right. So it's set throw auto automatically when I get to that turn.
Ah,
do you
wonderful.
guys? Well, do you guys want to roll your own, or do you want me to do it automatically for your death throws?
I mean, I don't think it matters. The game's just generating the numbers for us anyway.
Yeah.
I'm good with the auto.
Okay.
Automatic's
All right.
good for me.
So yeah, Ruckus, you're up, buddy, and you've just watched a couple of your guys drop.
Not a TPK on the second day.
I'm looking at this going, can't be. I didn't do it last time. Well, I wasn't really one last week. Ruck. Let me guess he's. Well.
Someone said they had to go tuck their kid in.
That was me. I'm bad.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Dirtless. Yeah. There's. He's trying to talk to us. He might have to relog. Yeah, he is real quick.
I have a question about spells.
Uh-huh.
I haven't played in quite a while. Wizards, I only get to cast 2 spells until I rest. Correct?
That's right. Yep.
But I can continue.
You have 2 of your spells. Your cantrips you can fire all day long. You can
Okay.
Ruckus,
guys-
just type it, man. No,
Alright,
we
that's
can
what I
hear you now.
thought.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Ruckus. You got problems.
Yeah.
What shall you do?
I am going to try to persuade them and basically, be like, hey, we're no match for you guys. All right, like some guys picked a fight with complete strangers. Like that was not cool. Hey, our bad. I recognize that. You guys are awesome. You guys are doing some work. All right. Where can I sign up is my question. Because
You can give me a persuasion check if you'd like to try that.
yeah.
Is that persuasion?
It's what is it? What else would it be? It's not intimidation.
Yeah.
Does he get a BS roll?
It's,
Yeah.
Okay, no, they
well,
What's
renamed it.
deception?
It's not perception. It's
No,
I'm used to
deception.
diplomacy.
deception.
to join.
It could be deception. It could be persuasion. One or the other. So they're both bad. They're both bad for him either way. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Give it a roll.
yeah.
Whatever.
So yeah, they,
Is that my taction?
no,
or can I
no.
still do
That's you
something?
can yell that out, but yeah, they definitely they weren't buying it. So
All right. Well,
you've got basically two on top. You've got one on top of the house. One's behind the house you don't see.
Am
There's
I in
on-
melee with anyone?
You can be with the one that's just to the north, east of you. That would be the ruffian 3. Okay, but he's not. He's looking
Yeah.
pretty fresh and dapper, so to speak.
Shit.
I'm going. Can I move to here? Is that like
You
one
can-
movement? And
Well, you can You can move your full movement to get out of there, which is your 25, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So basically one could still catch you, or you do a double move. You got to tell me what you want to do. So, um,
I mean, I'm gonna double move. I'm not.
okay. So
Yeah, someone's
So-
got to be here to revive these guys, or try to anyway.
so where are you going to move to?
I'm gonna break for this corner, like over
Yeah,
here
go around
behind
that-
this
yeah, go
corner of
around
the
the back.
house,
Yeah, that's fine.
and
It's the town master hall, remember? So it's just like the
yeah, the town master's hall.
Okay, so basically
I'm gonna break out for over there.
yeah, you just booked. Okay, so that's your move. All right, pass your turn. We'll see what happens with Oreo. He failed 2, so that's
Oh,
2 failures. And Oreo, pass your turn. Tharai, you're up. You've got a ruffian basically, and he's menacing. He's glowering at the halfling, and he's looking at you. You want a piece of me? He wouldn't know. He hasn't known that you hit.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I am going to turn to him and say, "Please, he's down. Leave him alone." And I'm going to cast Spare the Dying, which is a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
Question: I don't have a thing that I can drag onto Rain.
So, spare the dying.
It's a stabilization.
So let me see what we got here. You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. The creature becomes stable. That's just I call that. So with Rain, he's basically. How would I do that? That's a good question.
Could you just
because-
fill out all 3 of his saves?
No,
Yeah,
because that brings him back to 1 hit point. Stable should be a effect.
Let me see if I've got this effect. Oh, that's not what I want. I don't want the color wheel. Good question. So stable. Yep, there it is. So that is on Rain. Okay. So and Sanctuary's still on him too. So actually that would have disappeared because you just cast the other spell. Correct?
Only if Spare the Dying is a concentration spell.
Spare the Dying is just a touch.
So
can you?
Sanctuary is still up then.
Okay. All right. So he's
I mean,
stable.
yeah, he's stable.
Yep. I just dragged it on him because you're right. It is an effect.
You want me to roll a perception or a
Persuasion.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, persuasion.
Fuck.
We are so charismatic.
I am too. That's the bad part. I'm a tiefling. I get bonuses to that.
Yeah, he did, but he did.
Yeah. He has
Alright.
all the charisma.
Yeah, so, anything else that you want to babble on before we move on?
Can I tell that my words really had no effect?
Not till his turn.
To RP it, I would stay by his side and wait.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's what you got to do. Pass your turn. Dane's gonna.
Can I at least say that I'm like not putting my crossbow threateningly? Like I might be putting it away if you'll let me.
You can drop it. I mean, you got to tell me what you're doing with it. So right now,
I'll put it on my back if you'll let me. Otherwise, I'm just gonna hold my hands up.
Well, let's hold your hands up then. So, You got to make the call for me. There you go. All right. So Dane, you got your save. So Dirtless, you're seeing
Okay.
disaster
I-
unfold
I'm
before you.
seeing. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to use my minor illusion, a voice sound, maybe like a gruff voice, like it could be one of the bandits saying, the city watch, better get out, move, the city watch are coming, and see if that has any effect. See if maybe they take off.
Okay. Uh, so you throw the spell and give me a persuasion check to see how it works. Boy, y'all are rolling the shit out of persuasion.
or performance.
Performance, if it's which one's better.
Or
They're
deception.
both charisma.
Oh boy.
Do you have proficiency in any of them?
No.
By the law of averages, this should be a good roll.
Yeah. But come on, it's coming from, it's yeah, I should get a bonus.
Just
All right,
roll
ready?
it. Just
All
roll
right.
it.
Well, he chooses the DC, so you never know.
Yeah. So well, they're both performance is charisma and persuasion is charisma. So they're both.
So
the
how
same.
do I try?
So
Oh, there it is.
yeah.
I got it.
Okay, so you minor illusioned it, and you're not sure, until you're done with your turn. You got to, you
Yeah.
did the thing and you yelled out, and
And then I'm just gonna kind of cower down and kind of watch what's
hmm
playing out. I hear stuff going behind me, and I see it in front of me. So right now, since I'm not 100% sure this is what I should be doing, I'm gonna lay low.
hmm Okay, pass your turn. Okay, let me see what he's gonna do.
The two gentlemen over there are laying, bleeding, dying on the ground.
Well, one's
I'm on a roof.
one's on the roof, and the other one is on uh, the ground in front of the house or behind the house there in the field. Oh,
That was
Phil.
not the important part of that statement.
I
Phil.
know, I know. I'm trying to spell the carve here. I got to see. Continue.
Oh God.
Um, there's nothing to really deal with if the red brands win. Um, oh, you guys. So, here, let me see this roll. Come here. Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, these guys are ruffians, not murderers.
No, no.
And they're drunk.
They're,
And they're
no,
drunk.
yeah,
They've
but-
proven their point.
Shit.
Can I roll persuasion against the DM?
I'm gonna give you guys. I can't do this to you the first. Okay, here, yeah. Actually, what I'm gonna do though, Oreo. Let me see what you have. Where's your inventory? Well, we know you're broke now. Hate to tell you that. Like you didn't. know that
Including my spending money?
Yeah, that just got all taken off of you. You lost your lucky charm. They saw something that couldn't look cool. And oh no, hammer they keep. And yeah, they see what else you got here. They think they might like. Yeah, they take your quarterstaff and they break it.
Oh,
Right?
It's just
And-
uncalled for.
Yeah, and then Ruffian. Was it Ruffian 4?
6 was up
Which
at the top.
no, the 6 is with you. Ruffian 4 peed on you. Okay, all right, and Ruffian 3 looked at Dane, and Dane. Let's see. You're broke. And he liked He's a ruffian. He liked your dice set. He thought it was nice. And he took your glaive from you. Okay, and peed on you too. Okay, teach you a lesson. Rain.
I.
Yeah, you're broke too.
Lovely.
Okay. Well, the ruffians are gonna steal shit. You guys know that.
Course.
He likes your gambling set,
Oh, that bastard.
and yeah, what do you got here? And he takes your short bow.
Well, that's not very nice.
No, it wasn't. And he pees on you. Okay.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see.
And they,
I'm gonna collect my gear and go spare the dying.
you see them, you tiefling, see them all laughing, joking, slapping, and they enter the pub. For celebrate what they consider a thorough ass whipping.
They're not wrong.
Okay.
They're not.
So we have
Those goblins gave us a big head.
so they, yep, and they are a force to be reckoned with now with y'all. They know who y'all are, except for the gnome. They really actually haven't seen him. So
And,
you've
I
got.
mean, they don't even know I'm really with them. They just know I'm a cleric
So
that came up and healed
so
them.
you've got Rain stable, but you're going to take a turn to get to Oreo and Dane. So they're both. So what are we doing? Go ahead. While I'm looking.
Sorry. As soon as combat, like I see them leaving, I'm gonna like break.
Give me a perception. You ran behind the house, so you wouldn't have known what was going on
Right,
there.
right.
So you're going to give me a perception check to see that you think that, or you would still be going north.
Rain.
As they
your
leave,
turn.
I'm also gonna
All right.
go give aid.
I was gonna do is come to here and look that way.
Okay, that's.
So I was gonna come around that side of the house.
You would come around there, but it's still going to take you one turn to get back. A turn to move there and one more to get to them. So they're both still going to. Well, here's the thing. I don't think it's Oreo. You've only had one throw, and Dane, you've only
They can still both die on a 1.
Actually, that's true. So I need both of you guys. I'll let y'all throw these throws. You need to throw me one more death throw, both of you.
Not a 1.
Sorry, I was used to having to double click to make it work.
That's
My
fine.
bad.
Yeah. So, but it wasn't a 1 because Thurai was right. You both, if you'd had a 1, it would clocked you out. So you guys can get to them now. Okay.
Okay. Are we still taking? Okay, so we're free moving now.
Free moving now. Yeah, you're out of combat. Thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna break and I'm gonna start climbing this house to get to Oreo.
Yeah, you see basically half of his body kind of laying off the side, and
I'll heal up Dane.
All right.
well, you're basically stabilizing him right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna stabilize Dane. I actually don't have any healing spells left.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get my mace and shield, and then I'm gonna go fucking pick up our halfling.
Yeah. So.
And I just wanted to make sure I would actually get onto the top of the house.
It'll take you some time, but you can reach up and kind of drag him off the roof because he was hanging off of it.
Yeah, I don't want to do any kind of falling damage.
But he does.
Kill him.
He does smell. So.
I'm a dwarf. I'm used to it.
That's true.
Can I do a medicine check or?
Well, you got a healing kit on you. Right?
I don't think.
No one grabbed any.
Did well? How that?
See, all dwarves are trained is field medics.
Cleric.
So.
Okay, so cleric, you're the only one that can stabilize them then.
You can make healing checks. It's a skill check. It's a medicine check. to
Medicine check.
stabilize.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so that's what I need then. Well, but I thought you had to have. Okay. From now on,
With a healing kit,
I want someone to have
it's-
a healing kit, a medicine kit. So,
Alright,
okay.
the
It
thing with
doesn't the
medicine-
healing kit like give like automatically grant them like 1d4?
That's
or
no, it
something
just
like
it's for automatic stabilize, and what I've
Yeah.
always used it for. So it's
Yeah,
not
and there's a feat you can get that you can use the medicine kit to heal people.
Yeah,
That's
so-
the thing I think
so,
we should
but
use.
yeah, that's without having to roll the
Base-wise,
medicine
it's-
check.
Yeah, it's
So
stabilized without.
Can I make a
Okay,
medicine
roll.
check?
you can make a medicine check on one of them. Yeah. So
All right, I'm gonna
Well, I
make a
stabilized
medicine
Dane.
check on
Well, you
Oreo.
can
I
get
thought they were
your
all
okay,
stabilized.
get your butt over there. So you didn't. You got,
I just start pushing my hands into the holes in his body.
here
I
comes,
got
here,
this.
Here comes.
I got this,
Thirai,
guys.
And okay, and you actually notice Thirai. I actually see a gnome that you haven't noticed before, kind of standing in the field there area, looking at y'all too. So, and
Yeah,
he's kind of bewildered. But you left Rain up on the side of the street by himself.
All right.
I didn't know he was back there. That's
What
nice.
I did
No, I'm talking to Thirai.
I know.
so,
I know.
is I was up here.
yes.
I stabilized
He's-
him.
He's
Okay.
little. You could probably carry him.
I stabilized him, and then
Dragon.
I left to get my stuff and go get him. I didn't. I thought he had this guy fine,
Okay.
so I
I'm just-
technically walked away.
Yeah, I know you did. I'm just okay. So where'd you go? Where are you? Oh, thank you. Okay, so
God.
you've got laying hands. That's a cantrip for you, right?
Lay on
the
hands is
dying.
not.
Spare the dying is.
Spare
right
the
there.
dying is.
Yeah, so that basically stabilizes. That's what I'm just needing that done, please, so that they're all stable and not
They're all
bleeding,
stable.
not bleeding out anymore. Okay, so
They're all also idiots, but
so
and I'll be happy to tell them that
so
when they
yes,
wake up.
so you've got 3 comrades down. You look over to your left, and you've got a gnome that's kind of bewildered and trying to get your
I'm just
attention.
like Praetor, sent me over here, and I'm guessing you're who I'm looking for. But if you guys actually need the help,
Well, I think
what's
we've
going
just
on?
demonstrated we can use all the help we can get, little
Yeah.
gnome.
So yeah, so he's helping you. You know.
and I'm
Imp-
bandaging up or whatever else is needed at the time.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, you've got a big human paladin and a dwarf, and I'm sorry, and a sailor, a human sailor guy that is pretty beat up. So you guys got them stabilized in the field, and Rain's over there, kind of propped up.
I'm gonna tell the gnome. Out of character, are the 2 people down both human?
They are. Yep.
Shit. All right, I'm gonna tell the gnome to go get Rain because I don't think he can carry a full-sized human.
And who's Rain and where's Rain at?
The halfling I left on the street over there.
And
Yes.
I'll
And
grab
I'm gonna
him and
carry
we'll meet
Dane
you back
back.
at the inn. We're going to
Yeah,
the
I'll
inn.
meet you back at the end.
All right, and you can explain to me.
I'm gonna detour
Shut up,
with
Duff.
Dane to pick up my shield and my fucking mace.
Yeah, no, I understood. You said that. You called that. That's because I'm sorry. This is something else. So this is makes for great TV. Okay, so Oreo, you're out. So stop doing anything.
I didn't
So,
mean to do that. I was
Okay,
resetting my voice.
you're still babbling draconic now, but calling for your mommy. So okay, so you guys will take them back to the inn, and everybody gets over there, and you've got some town people that are a little upset because that didn't go like they had hoped, and they rush your boys in, and the town master has caught wind of this, and he comes running up, and he is
Wester.
yeah, and he's looking at you guys, and he looks because the dwarf's sitting there and had been negotiating with them, and he looks at you, Ruckus, and he goes, "If this is the best that you guys have got, don't even worry about it." Go train some more whoopers, and he basically, he goes, "Deal's off right now," and and he walks back to his his place. But you guys get into the inn.
Trelena, can you fetch me some water?
So
We leveled up from that,
they,
right?
what,
Oh my god! Oh, thank you. That was great.
oh man. So the only thing
Yeah,
I've got to make
at
sure
least 2
I've got to
levels.
add is that you did kill 2 of them in the beginning, and that's been it.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
So so yeah, you get them stabilized in the inn, and the town folk, they kind of disperse because they've got pretty bad looks on their face, and you've got a lady comes in to check in, so you got them stable. Here's put it this way: so you get I'm assuming we get the 3 dead weights here, here, and here. They are going to be put in their rooms, and they're fed chicken soup, and they're
I'll
bandaged up.
take care of them.
Yeah, and so I got that wrong there. Okay, so you guys will get so we'll get full rest for everybody. So
I'm gonna try and find out what happened and what's going on. What were
so
why
Might
did
be a
I
good
just
idea.
why did I
okay,
just
well,
shoot somebody in the
so
back?
while they're resting, the 3 of y'all, will catch yourself a table in the back somewhere away. That the town folk are giving y'all some distance and kind of pulling away, and this is where Dirtless and you can kind of y'all do y'all's thing. You kind of
And can will I get a long rest as well so I can
everybody did.
more
Every,
offensive spells?
well, you can change. Yeah, you just got a long rest. That's what's
Okay.
happening now. This is gonna so y'all gonna meet and y'all will Dirtless will tell his tale, which is basically similar to the rest of the groups, and show you his bracer that's on his arm, and you guys kind of look at it all, and they're the 3. Here's the thing: Rain, Dane, and Oreo. You'll notice that one of the gems on the band is blackened out. It's been destroyed, and it is no longer shiny, no longer functions. And the other 3 of y'all can feel basically what is ire coming from it, the bracers on your arms, and a little of dissatisfaction for what just took place. Just so that you can perceive that is coming from it as though it has its own mind.
How did my
Okay.
dad get a hold of one of these things?
Pretty much, yeah, like that, yeah. So
You're a disappointment to your father.
Your employer is not happy, and the term what you basically get in the back of your head a little bit is you hear the word reject. It just kind of it plays off a little bit. Go figure. Okay. So yes, now you guys were chatting dirtless. You guys, can retire. But here's what happens though. You have a woman. Let's see, where's it at?
Sorry, they're downstairs in the inn and we're upstairs resting.
The 3 of you guys are out. Yeah, in your beds. In some
All right,
beds.
let me know when I wake up.
That'll be in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, but while y'all are sitting there,
Is that Oreo that just spoke up?
Yep.
yeah. Yeah.
He might not wake up for another day.
Yeah. Okay, so you have the 3 of y'all are sitting there, and a woman by the name of Halia comes in, and she stomps in, and she comes over to y'all's table because you saw her check in at the bar, and she goes by the love of all that's holy. You guys couldn't have messed that up anymore. And you find out, and she's talking to you. She is the owner and runs the Miners Exchange, which is on the south part of town. And she has, some say in here what goes on in the town. And she goes, I would have loved to have hired you guys to take care of these buffoons, but this now is going to, have serious repercussions on the town and on my operations in my trading with the miners. she is, quite perturbed about it. She, gets in the moments that she tells you that the where is it that Gallstaff, the um, leader of the Red Brands, is the man that needs to be dealt with, not those fools. And he's holed up in the manor on the top of the hill. And she, rant and raving that they've got something going on because he's got some correspondence that she'd like to get her hands on, to get a better understanding of what the Red Brands are doing here and trying to affect her operations. And now she's going to have to worry about those. They may tighten up the keep up there because of what's going on here now with you guys. Kind of putting a muck in the transmission there, so to speak, of what's been happening. And she goes, just keep low here, and watch your back, because you guys now got targets on y'all, just like everybody else, and they will come back to finish this up. Yeah, what you need, Ruckus? Sorry.
So no, it's fine. I didn't want to interrupt you while you were laying down what she was saying. I basically just want to interrupt her and be like, look, we've been in town for less than 2 hours, and I'm sorry that 8 people in this whatever. Like I don't want to curse, but this shitheel gang attacked 2 of our members, and we were caught flat-footed. I apologize for that. And if you want to make it right, we'll make it right. But I don't appreciate you, inferring our ability from this one odd encounter.
And if it makes
Just,
a difference, ma'am,
Meta, I want to remind everyone that none of you have any clue how that started.
what'd you
what?
say?
Well, actually, yeah. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you wouldn't, Ruckus. That's true. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you could still take it. You could still. I would understand you as a dwarf. You might still take a little offense that she came in, but yeah, you wouldn't have known that Oreo was the one that blazoned this damn thing to its fury.
That's not true. They attacked me first. I was dancing the streets.
I'm
So,
gonna
anyway.
interrupt, and I'm gonna say, ma'am, if it makes a difference, we'd already been bloodied on the road by goblins. We were hoping to get some rest.
Well, you picked the wrong town to get that rest in with everything else that's going on around here. So
So
just
it
watch
seems.
yourself. If you get a chance, you can head over to, if supplies. Knowing that they probably, she knows that y'all got pilfered a little bit there, but the Lion Shield Coster, which is straight across the open it from the main town area from the inn that you're in, is a provisions house for the type of stuff, adventuring gear and stuff like that. There's,
Right.
that's where you would find more of that stuff. And, if push comes
Can
to
I ask
go ahead.
her for? Sorry, I don't.
Go ahead.
Uh,
No, you can stop me. No, you're not
Can I
offending me.
ask her to, what was the name of the leader of the Red Brands again?
Gallstaff? Yeah, Gallstaff. Glassstaff. Sorry, Glassstaff. Just like glass and staff. So that's the name of the leader that is running operations around here, and he's the one that really needs to be handled to
And
make
he has some intel.
He's whatever's planning on it. She knows there's just been some correspondence between him and somebody else that she's trying to get a hold of to find out what the heck they're doing here.
And
And-
Glassstaff is. I'm sorry to interrupt, ma'am. He's a half orc? He's an elf? He's a one-legged hobbit? What do we got?
He's human. Yeah,
Alright.
he's just yeah. So, doo-doo-doo. I believe that's Seb. I'll look for it here, but I believe that Glassstaff's a human, if I read this correctly, and he's holed up in the manor at the top of the hill on the east side of town. That's where they base their operations out of. She knows that
And
much.
what was this lady's name?
This is Halia Thornton. She runs the Miners Exchange, which is down south of town, and she, has some, she, and knows everybody knows her here. She basically the miners. She takes in all the, ores and stuff that they find and gives them trade, for and value for what's going on around here. So she's got she's fairly important to most of the people around here.
Okay. I want to apologize for snapping at her. Like, obviously we're kind of having a rough day, and I don't want to, be the stereotypical dwarf who flies off the handle when he's, insulted.
So,
But let
well,
us recoup, and we'll come down and we'll talk to you, and see what we can do to make this town
she's
more.
see that you do. This town's in trouble. We have no, as you can tell, there is no authority here. We were a man named, she goes back into hit again about Sildar, and where the hell is he? He was supposed to be here, and this is just going to get worse before it gets better. And then she goes,
Sildar, the sheriff.
Sildar was no, he was coming in with Gundren, one of the brothers,
Oh,
and they
that's
haven't
right.
shown. Remember, and no, the town master, he's no good anyway. He could care less about what's going on. And she goes, and you also hear her talking about um, um, Dar and Edermath. She starts saying if Darn would, fortunately he won't pick up the sword back again and do any good. And she, rants and raves. He's retired. He's done. He apparently has given up his sword. So there's nobody here, to protect the rest of the town people, and that's why the Red Brands had murdered the wood carver, murdered the man in plain sight of everybody a week ago, and now we don't even know where his wife and kids are at. They're gone, and this is just getting worse to worse. And now y'all came in, and roughed them up even, got them more spooked up even more, and God knows what they'll do when they come out of that, out of the manor, or sober up. Uh, so she goes, take care of your friends, but be careful now and make this right. And you see her, storm off and give the innkeeper and his wife a look, and she goes out the door. So
Before she leaves,
she's going out the door. What?
where's the gentleman that gave up the sword? I'd like to talk to him.
That's Edermath. He's up north. He's up the orchard up north of town.
It's Darren Addermath.
Yeah, Darren Edermath. Darren Daron or Darren Edermath. He lives. He takes. He's got his little piece of property. He's a half elf. Lives up in north of town, right there in a little orchard, and he keeps to his own. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go through this long rest and wait for idiots 1, 2, and 3 to wake up.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk to someone when they wake up. I'm going to talk to Rain when he wakes up. So any RP that wants to happen before they wake up.
Yeah, and I keep I keep digging for information about why we're here with glowing gems and.
Well, I didn't get in more detail what the guys got, but he basically, through the his relaying to you and relaying to them is that there's a lot happening in the Sword Coast areas. There are cultists raising dragons and trying to bring dragons back out into popularity. And by doing so, they've awoken the giants who are coming out of their fortresses and areas to lay siege to the dragons and, now causing, mayhem to simple folk. There are things happening in the underground and magic as afoot. And all these things have got him, what they discerned is that this is running against what his ambitions are, what he's wanting to accomplish. And he sent the guys here and he sent you here to accompany them. There's some dwarf brothers who have found a cave. They've got a map to a cave that they're trying to get to that has some type of artifact in it of power. And Praetor wants that for himself. He believes it would be better off in his hands than theirs. And he set these guys up to take a wagon of supplies into town and kind of set themselves up to be the eyes and ears and figure out what's going on in this area because Praetor wants to know more.
And so the first thing we do when we get into town is we start a bar fight?
They were coming into town and you find out from Well, Thrai, you know what? This is role playing, so you can tell him what happened when you got into
Yeah.
when you guys were pulling in.
Yeah.
All right.
Bar
Um,
fight.
I motioned him to come sit next to me while I'm looking over the injured.
Well, they're in their rooms. Okay.
We're in separate rooms, or were the three of us?
I would have put them all
No,
in
we're
one
all in
room
the
to save
same
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are you're out of dough now. You're slim
Yeah.
on dough. So
We're
you're-
all in the same bed, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So
But no, I call over the
no.
gnome. Little gnome. My name is Thurai. I'm a cleric of a god you've never heard of. What is your name? Why are you here?
I was sent here, of course, by a praetor. Otherwise, I would never would have known where to look. And you can call me Dirtilus.
Dirtilus?
And I'm just out looking to increase my knowledge and make a better place. And this would seem like a perfect opportunity.
He has the
have
same
a-
ambitions as the rest of you, and that's why y'all were
Right.
grouped together. Okay.
You have a strange eye for opportunity, I must say.
It was
just
strange walking into it.
It always is. Just to get you up to speed, we came with a cart of supplies on the road. We were attacked by goblins. Out of character, they were goblins, right?
That's what you know. Yes, sir.
Okay. I just couldn't remember. We were attacked by goblins. We fought them off, but we were wounded, and I'm afraid I'd used most of my magic for the day. We got here and delivered the goods that we were given to deliver, and I came to reserve a room here at the tavern, hoping to gain some rest and heal from the worries of the road. It seems my companions, and I motioned to three in the room, had a slightly different idea of how to spend their evening. I do appreciate that you jumped into the fight. We could have been the wrong people. We were perfect strangers. We do appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad you were able to revive everyone, and we can get on with our mission and find out what's going on, and maybe we can, try and do it a little bit more delicately.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. Well done. So that gets y'all set there, and so get through the rest of the night, and everybody else, so we're healed up. You've got, still not really. It's really quiet though when you get out. You wake up and get downstairs. You get a little quick breakfast.
When we wake up,
Yep.
I'm gonna. But before the rest of the group really catches up with us, I'm gonna pull Rain aside. I saw the bandits took pretty much everything you had when you fell. Please take this. It appears I'm not very good with it, and I would like to give him my light crossbow and all of its ammo.
Isn't that nice of you?
You now have a light crossbow and 98 bolts.
Not 98.
Nice.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That was the ammo I bought on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
I used 2 bolts just now, and I hadn't fired it before, so you get 98 bolts.
Do you have any idea what 100 bolts looks like?
How would
I
you
do actually.
How would you carry all that? I didn't see that. You sneaky.
I told you I went shopping on the way out.
He's a tiefling. He can do what he wants.
He apparently bought all the bolts they had.
Well, I show 50. Does it not take 98 for some reason, or what is that?
And no, when you try and type in 100, it drops it to 50. But if you look in my inventory, I do have 5 packs of 20. I'm just counting the 2 off that I fired.
God. All right, you son of a bitch. So
Yeah,
all right.
forget rations. Just give
Yeah.
me more bolts.
Yeah, so basically y'all are bolted out for the rest of the adventure there.
Beans and bullets.
Yeah.
My-
Is he the only
Freaking
one who uses a
beans.
crossbow?
Yeah, I
My
know.
That would be
rations,
even
So,
better.
my
yeah.
rations and torches went down to 1.
Uh,
In my
who is this? Is that
dirt.
Dirtless? Here,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Oh.
I'll fix it. It does. I'm not sure what's
Oh.
happening there, but
Yeah, because we're talking about that
Yeah,
when we're
yeah.
making the character.
I put them in. There's something going on.
That's
I
fine.
probably need to report
Okay.
to them. That may be a little flaw in the program because I think something's
Yeah.
going on. All right, so you basically give Ray. You can grab an inventory or delete. You need to delete it from your inventory
I
at the
am.
Rye, and Rain you can put the light crossbow and 20 bolts in your inventory.
Only 20.
You want to try to carry all that stuff?
I'm good.
You should try to sell it to someone in this town.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, so. You're gonna be. Yeah, you try to drop all those crossbow bolts on you, and I bet it weighs you down because you're still at 133 even with what you've got on. So,
Just tell them to ignore the smell of urine on everything.
yeah.
Well, no, that's I asked for water when we got in. I
Y'all
did
would have had
wash them.
baths. Y'all would have had baths. It would have cleaned your gear. You are adventurers, so you do know how to take care of some stuff. Maybe not yourselves, but but
It has been removed from my inventory.
all right. So just being clear on that. So, yeah, and so your guys.
Okay, I can actually carry them. They're only 1.5 for a bundle of 20. 1.5 pounds.
Well, you give yourself some. I'm like you're going to shoot 20 or 40 anytime soon. So
Yeah.
just put what.
All of them.
By level 15, I'm sure he'll use them all.
But no,
So,
I'm sorry. The encounter I wasn't quite done with yet. I was gonna say,
Okay.
when you're fed and watered, I'd like to take a trip up to the orchard and see if we can't convince that man to pick the sword up again. Oh, you were unconscious. A gentleman up north, an old warrior, decided he'd rather have a peaceful life. I intend to go and try and change his mind for a little while.
I lay perfectly still with the exception of taking the bow and the bolt and putting it in my bag.
What's Rain's race again?
He's a halfling.
Yes, he's a halfling.
Okay.
Is
I'm
there
gonna-
anywhere to see that stuff, like the races and?
You go to
No.
the. Can you not see the party sheet?
Oh, right.
You go to the party sheet on the upper right hand corner where it says party sheet. Click on that, and that'll bring up.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, so that'll show you the main deal there. Okay, so
Orio's gonna wake up,
yeah,
and I'm gonna pick up Rain like a little baby and pet him. And in comment, I'm going to say, "I am so sorry that you are hurt. I am so sorry."
Oh.
I'm so glad I'm recording this. Okay, so
And then I'm going to turn to Dane, and I'm going to say, "I told you to be quiet. Why did you die for me? Why did you attack?"
I just
him?
lay there and continue to pretend to be asleep.
You know,
Oh.
start poking him.
Oh, this is so awesome. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, while Oreo is consoling everybody for his errant ways and bravado that went south on y'all,
Excuse me.
you guys, get your stuff together. You make your way out to the the kind of center courtyard right there in front of the inn. And you know that
What?
the
What time is it right now?
it's dawn. It's morning. Mid morning.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought it was still nighttime.
no, you had to have a full 8 hours so to get all that. So you've gone through the night. Nothing's happened, but it is deathly quiet in that there's not really anybody walking around after the festivities. And then kind of last night, you get the feeling that there's nobody. They don't want to be seen right now. With what's going on. You're seeing doors closed, windows shut. There aren't kids running around. The typical activity that you saw when you first came in. So,
Well, like I said, I'm gonna head out of town north,
Mm-hmm.
and
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna wait for rain to follow since I forsook the rest of the party this time.
I'm still carrying him. I'm not letting him go.
Okay, then I'm going to tell you the same thing I told him and invite
That's
you to join
Dane,
us.
right?
okay. So is
That's
there
That's the
Dane,
rye.
right? Oh,
Thorai?
okay.
Yeah, Thorai is the tiefling. He's okay.
Who's
So
holding me?
Oreo
The
is.
monk that got
Oh
you killed.
God,
yeah, he's holding you as a little
I'm
lap,
mildly creeped out,
yeah, lap
but
dog.
I'm still not moving.
Yeah, you're his.
To to Tharai, I'm going to shout in Draconic the last thing I wrote.
Okay.
Um,
So
I
um,
don't speak Draconic is the problem.
that's why he's doing it.
I'm
Okay,
aware.
I know. So yeah, you know that you guys kind of come out and what's everybody doing? So where are you going? Who's leading? Who's doing what?
I'm gonna whisper that in Halfling.
Okay, that's back up toward the provisions house. The um, orchard you would have known is where a bunch of trees are at north of town.
I wasn't zoomed out.
Can I? I was gonna say, can I go check out like the scene, kind of the quote unquote battle? Did they
Isn't that
leave
the
their
road?
friends laying out there dead?
After
They
they looted them.
they took them. Yeah, they grabbed. No, they took care. They looted you guys. And actually, I'm sorry. And there was actually two more guys. I got to write that down. So there's four guys y'all killed. No, they grabbed them up and did their bit. And headed on back away. There's nothing there except blood. You know, pee, urine.
Leftover hand axes, maybe.
No, those are gone too. Everything's been cleaned. When you lose a battle, you lose the battle.
So was it whispered that somebody was gonna go check with the sword guy?
That's where Tharai's going. He's basically, you see him kind of
Alright.
walking northwest.
I wanted to follow after him.
Okay, so
I'm like, where's everybody going? What's the plan?
I'll whisper it to
cleric
Rain.
behind, I can't
Would you
remember
like to
the
go with them?
just everybody head on. If they're gonna move with Tharai, just follow him, please.
Yeah,
Right.
don't split the group. Learn the lesson.
Yeah, before I left,
Uh-huh.
I kind of turn back and I look at everyone. I'm like, I hope we all learned a lesson about not picking a fight when we're at half strength. And I just walk off.
Okay. Well, with Oreo, you got to carry. Okay, so you got to get
Yep.
out here and.
Was he
yeah,
paralyzed?
so
Yeah, basically.
Oh man,
okay, so
I think your adventuring days are over.
No,
So-
man, we'll just strap him to one of our backs. He'll
Yeah,
shoot a crossbow from there.
well, he's not
Yeah, we'll
paralyzed.
just-
He's okay. He's acting. He's
we'll
acting
lash him to a
paralyzed. Okay.
pony.
All right. So Dane? What are you doing, dude?
I'm gonna just hang out. I'm gonna go with everybody else.
Okay, so everybody's moving up there. Just move on up there close to the orchard, please. So just let you know. So, and as y'all, come walking over the field there, you see coming out of the northeast of the kind of the building of the front door, definitely an elder half elf, silver haired. He is, definitely middle aged or more, and he looking around, he's got an apple in his hand, and he kind of puts his back up against the south part of the house, and it's kind of
I'm
looking
going
to you,
to,
good mornings to in a kind of a hellfoul, country hick way, he just as best I can do.
Hail, Lattermath.
Yes, and
A blessed morning to you.
it is a blessed morning. He takes a chunk out of an apple and he flips one at you. He grabs one and
catch it.
Give me an athletics check.
Dex.
Yeah, it's athletic, dex check, yeah. Whatever you want to give me.
Acrobatics.
No, that's not a
Deception. Make him think you catch it.
It'd be sleight of hand for a Dex check.
yeah, just give me a dex. Give me a dex check.
That didn't roll.
Mm-mm. I didn't see it roll anything. There it goes. You bobble it, but I'll give it to you. You almost dropped it. as you
The
were.
nimble cleric.
Uh-huh.
I'd like
And-
to steal the apple.
You are being carried by Oriel and a
Yeah.
distance away.
So yeah, unallowed.
So your
Aw.
apples are safe.
Yeah. So he takes a bite out and then he kind of he kind of smirks a little bit and so he
I was
jokingly
hoping
makes
to
to you
speak
you know he there's no fun to be had around here, gents.
I'm not looking for fun.
You know.
A woman came by yesterday. And
Oh, I know how you did. Oh, I've heard all about it. Oh,
I want to move up and sit
Yeah.
on this wall right here.
That's fine. Yeah, he's just watching y'all, kind of with no care whatsoever, but with the six of you. So
was
Is that his house? The one to the north?
yeah, right
Yeah.
behind. Yeah, that's yep.
Okay. I'm
I
gonna
was-
move right here. I'm gonna move right there.
You're still being carried by.
I got out of his hands.
Grapple check.
I want to see this.
Oh no.
That's a contested strength.
Are you really gonna do that, Oreo?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I got him swaddled, man.
Okay.
I'm not letting him
Oh
go.
my God. So you have to do a
I don't.
strength.
And like he didn't ask.
I need to give.
Just moving.
I
He's
need
just
a
moving. I
strength
don't want to
check.
let him fall.
That's why I need a strength check by you, and Rain, you've got to give me a dex check.
All right.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh! Yep, you try, Rain, but he's got a pretty good grip on you. So,
Well, damn.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Oh,
So-
be careful.
so
I'm gonna like. Is he in a blanket? I'm gonna try and swaddle him
Oh
so
my
that he
God.
can't wiggle
Oh
too
my
much.
gosh.
Yes.
Okay, so
Anyways, back to the
he
conversation.
goes, yes, Tiefling. What kind of you?
Apologies. My name is Thurai.
Ryan, well met. My name is Darren Ettermath.
But he prefers tiefling.
I
Welcome to my tidy little cottage. So,
It is a very nice cottage.
yes.
I hope to retire to a place such as this when
Yes.
I am your age.
That's what I am. This is what this is all about. My little retirement, benefits to myself after years in the order.
The order. What order?
I was in the order
tell.
of the Gauntlet. We're
Ah.
a very stout and vigilant group that protected others from evildoers over the years. But my time has come and passed as I removed myself and took up a vow of nonviolence. And after growing up and being in this area for so many years, I still keep an eye out on things that happen around here, and love trading news with fellow adventurers of yourself that even that may have seen better days, but now
That is
I have
a
my
fair enough assessment.
yeah I grow my apples, I do my trades,
Well, these ruffians.
yes, the red brands, that's yep, know about them well. Mm-hmm.
They killed the woodcarver and
Know it
seem
well.
to have taken his
We're
family.
waiting for Sildar, who apparently is missing now. Is that-
Sildar was supposed to come ahead of us. We
Oh, I
never
know.
found him on the road.
Well,
We were attacked. It is possible he was slain.
hopefully did we search for any clues or find out maybe where his body was at? We need to know for certain, because there's going to have to be some calls made in, because he was to set up some protection and to bring in extra help. My time has passed.
Can Dane ask? I mean, he just says
Mhm.
we would be willing to go and look for this, but unfortunately, we've had some of our gear stolen from times past. Do you perchance have anything to help out some new up and coming adventurers that we can go look?
Oh, he does not. He has let go of that, and he would have, in his time past, if he had some of his own.
Sometimes you hang a sword on the
Yeah,
wall.
he does.
Just ask.
Yeah, he doesn't. He let it go because he, is of
Can
the
I-
same amount that he would love the red brands to be gone. If he had the opportunity, he would have worked with Sildar, but that's just not his way anymore. Go ahead.
Can I ask him? Being a warrior of some renown,
Mm-hmm.
where would you go in town to rearm?
That's the Lion Shield Coster. That's where you want to go. And you want to go in there. That's the big building on the other side from the inn. And you want to chat with Lenine Greywind. She runs it, and she's got plenty of provisions that
Can
will be able to restock up. The adventurers always coming through here, looking to ply their trade and all that. They go in there, they know the place well. She has plenty there.
Is there any chance I can convince you? Maybe if there's something you need done, we could do a little trade. We seem to be light on coin right now. Not only were our weapons taken, but also much of our group's wealth. Is there any way that you could put in a good word for us with them and maybe procure us maybe a little
Friend, I don't
discount?
think a good word is going to help at this
Well,
point. Not after what we showed the town.
I
Well,
don't-
that's why we need him.
yeah. I
We
mean,
need
if
him
it's the
to.
red brands, I mean, that's really the ones to deal with. I do know that you need to go chat with Lenine. I know that she was expecting some. Stop rolling that dice. That she was expecting some gear to come in and has not shown, and she didn't have the staff to go search for it. But I'm sure that she might be willing to maybe set up trade or be able to, in lieu of payment, restocking of certain stuff for you.
And where does Lenine work?
She's at it's the Lion Shield Coster. It's a blue building that is on the other side of the main. It's right across the street from the Town Master's Hall. It's a
Got
big
it.
blue building. Okay, you can't miss it. And she would definitely be the one that you'd want to talk to. So she has all the goods that that fine young gents as yourself would love to have and can buy. He unfortunately does not. He gives you, says, if you would like a few apples for the road, you are more than welcome to take them. My apples are fine and tasty.
If we choose to go look for Sildar,
Can I reach
is
an
there
apple?
any way that I could convince you to help protect the people while we're gone?
Oreo's gonna run up and ask for a couple apples. He'll put his
Hey.
hand out for a couple apples.
He flips you a couple apples. He's got no problem. There's barrels of them sitting right there where he's at.
Oh,
Fine,
gross,
fresh apples that he's washed off.
How heavy is a
He
barrel?
keeps an eye on. He tells you. He goes. He understands what you're asking, and he is. He definitely keeps an eye on that, and he was going to be working with Sildar once once Sildar got established here, and kind of really got a lay of the land. But with what's happened now, then he really let's sit back, and he's going to he'll keep an eye on the surroundings, and he's certain that the red brands are up to something. He hasn't been able to tell what. Between the goblins and the orc raids that are happening, which is what Lenine hit she's not really sure, but it's probably some of the, unless the red brands took it, but she hasn't seen any kind of weapons like that were taken from the red brands, so he doesn't think that they're involved. But it could be goblins, it could be orcs that are raiding the caravans off the Tribor Trail coming from the east, and that would where he would go search if you wanted to find some stuff, or possibly reprove yourself that you have the metal to stand up to what's happening around here.
Well, thank you for your time there, and
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead.
What would you estimate the Red Brands strength as? Like, how many people would you say are in the town?
Well, it's hard to tell half the time when they're coming in and out of that damn tap house how many there are, but there's usually good 20 to 25.
Okay.
Okay, but they and they come in and out of that manor, but it always seems that more come in than come out, and he's not sure. He's just noticed that lots of people. Several times they'll come in, and then he's he's fairly certain that he sees the same one go in, but he never saw him come out. And he just, so he just says it's a little disturbing, but how that manor, as old as it is, and what's going on there, that there's lots of activity when there shouldn't be. So,
Well, thank you,
yeah.
Darren, for your time and for the food. His light guide you, and I'm going to cast Bless.
He thanks you. Blessed be to you. And you know, if if your friends, y'all get beat up, check in with at with Lady what's her name here, Sister Grayley, Grayley at the Shrine of Luck. For if your friends are still feeling that and still need a little healing, she could help out there too.
And where is that located?
There's a little shrine that you guys would have seen. We're paying attention to. It was right just to the north of the when you went into the main courtyard, the main town square center area. There's a little shrine.
I see it.
A little gray shrine. It's a little, it's very nondescript. It's not big, but she lives just to the west of that little house, right, kind of the northwest of that. But Sister Grail is she. Is she is a follower of Tenora, Tyr Nora, goddess of luck and good fortune, as you would know, the cleric and the tiefling might know. So, you are the cleric. So, so she's if healing, if they're not quite up, still fully healed, go speak with her, and he thinks, he believes, or he knew that you'd already spoken with the town master, and he's worthless, not even worth his weight in gold, and definitely knows that Holly will bent your ear. She's always been in people's ears, so he doesn't always trust the words that are coming out of her mouth, but he lets it go. He doesn't deal with her a lot.
How much HP do we have?
You're back to full.
Check the party screen.
Back to look at the combat tracker.
Ooh, did it automatically give us our hit dice back?
Take a look.
It did. Wonderful.
Okay, so we are back to full.
So I'm gonna start walking back. I said goodbye. We're not gonna get any aid from him. As we get back towards the center of the clearing, just grabbed the wrong person. I'm going to turn to the party as we walk, and well, we can go back to where we came and try and find this gentleman. We might not find him; he might be dead. Or we could go east,
restock,
and
first.
I think we should resupply.
After the resupply, we were hired for a reason. We can go east and stop these attacks. We could go south in the night and attempt to fight these bandits again. I'm not thrilled about that option.
They're east.
Is the manor east?
Yeah, the manor's east. You see it on top of the hill, all the way to the east.
I'm going to
shout
that excitedly as he mentions going and fighting the bandits.
Oreo, I think you've fought enough bandits for today. The rest of you, though, we could go east and fight these goblins and orcs that we seem to have done much better against. We could go north back to where we came and see if we can't find this gentleman. Or
Oreo, give me do you remember anything about the battle with the goblins? Do you remember what happened?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
In character or out of character?
In character. Yeah, I'm just trying to see. I know because it's a week, but there was one thing that happened.
Yeah, I definitely remember that.
Okay, so
the butterflies.
No, that was Dane. So
so we could go north, try and find this gentleman who, very much so, is probably not alive. We could go east and try and stop these attacks, or we can attempt another
I'm
round.
going to
They won't
whisper
believe me
to
a second
Rain.
time that I'm
and
coming
say-
on peaceful terms.
I'm going to say, Rain, they took my lucky charm. Can we please go get it back?
Risking our lives for.
You can't
some
hear me. I'm
kids.
whispering.
Oh.
Well, he's saying that to Rain.
Oh.
I believe I cried myself to sleep while I was being ignored by the rest of our group.
I'm going. I'm still talking to you.
Yes, yes, you did.
Yeah, Rain's. He cried himself to sleep and he's snoring. Apparently.
Yep.
What? Well,
So,
my vote is whatever we do, we should try to find out if there's anything in the town that we could, two birds, one stone. So,
I doubt we'll find work until the bandits are removed.
Well, the town master, kind
The
of.
town master that came and told us to fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, we showed
Yeah,
our
but you wouldn't.
ass.
my
You
language.
know,
Sarai,
we had
that's
that
right.
coming.
But you wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have known what that was all about. You heard this man yell, so it's partly true that you saw that, but not knowing who that was. So
Okay.
yeah.
So, the town master, have you spoken with him?
I spoke to him before the fight broke out, and he expressed an interest in buying our services for a job. I don't recollect what exactly it was because before I could get the details, we left for battle. But if we talk to him again, we might not be able to get the same price we would have. But any at this point, any little bit helps.
Would he even be willing to give us the job after the display we showed?
There's only one way to find out.
All right. Out of character, I'm having trouble matching up who's talking with what character.
Tell me about
Yeah.
it. Okay, so I'm Ruckus. I am
Right.
a dwarf
Change your names in
barbarian.
the Discord.
Yeah. What?
Okay.
And I tell you
No,
what we
I-
need to do. If you guys, I don't know, is it hard to change your name? Because what I'd like for you to know when y'all come back in to Discord is, can you change your
You can
display
change without
name?
leaving.
Yeah, because what I want you guys to do is change your
Right
display
click,
name
change nickname.
to your character name, so we know that's an easy way. Because that's
Okay.
actually it probably will go up in the overlay when we do.
Boom.
Okay, so that would help.
Okay.
See, I've been clicking all your names trying to figure out how I can change
Yeah.
for me.
Mhm.
I even think to click myself.
Yep. So that's better, and I appreciate that. I know it makes it easier on the rest of us. Okay.
But the gentleman that wanted to go talk to the
Town
Ruckus.
master.
Yeah.
Ruckus wanted to go talk to the town master. Was Ruckus also one of the people knocked out, or is he the one that ran away?
He.
Tactically retreated, but
Yeah. He tactically retreated.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Ruckus, since
That's pretty.
neither of us were, shall we
So-
say,
So
taken
who is this
advantage
talking?
of.
This
This is Therai.
the right. Okay.
Since neither of us was, shall we say, taken advantage of, I will go with you to talk to the town master if the rest of you would like to go try and recoup what you've lost.
Well,
I'm going to throw something at Therai. It doesn't have to be hard.
I'm
Look at my inventory 1 sec. Oh, I'm going to throw an apple
throwing
at
it at
him.
my back.
What? What are you doing? What's happening now?
I'm being
When he
attacked.
suggests we split up again, I'm going to throw one of my apples at him.
yeah. I don't mind splitting up if we're all on the same page.
We're
if not picking
building
a fight.
away from each other.
Yeah. I'm gonna take out my gold that I've got. I'm gonna throw it to Dane, and I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, head over to the blacksmith. See if you can work out a deal. Recoup some equipment, some weapons, because I feel like we're gonna need them in the future. And you guys can just pay me back when you're flush."
I'm gonna reach over and bop. I have to move my map. Pop Rain on the forehead, try and wake him up.
He's awake.
And yeah, I think I'm awake after
He's
that.
awake now. He heard all
Rain,
that.
see if
He
you
was just
can
pretending.
sell some of the ammo I gave you.
I have this
Maybe we
strong
can-
urge to go and retrieve a Lucky Charm.
So you guys put yourself. You guys are wandering. You
Love
know.
this baby.
Hold
where was
on
that?
now. Hold on. Slow down, guys. Slow down.
Sorry.
Okay. So
This
you're moseying
is
yourself into town, and a lady, yes, a lady comes walking out of there. Let me find one that's appropriate, and she.
we don't like appropriate ladies, though.
I don't know, but you're gonna get her.
I
And
have public notes for the town. I don't know
uh-huh.
if anyone
Is
else
she,
saw
is she
that.
dancing?
Oh, that's very
Um,
nice. I've been taking private notes. Thank you.
Okay. So very nice. There are notes there, so that's what they're for. And she, whatever you guys. So she, is staring at you, and she, well met. She calls out to you, and she says, you know, she introduced.
Blessed be.
Yeah,
How
bless
do
you.
I see these notes? Sorry.
Go over
Go
to where it
to
says notes on the big icon on the right hand side where it says notes. I click on that, and there's
Oh,
town
cool.
notes, and you just double click on that, and you guys can see. That's kind of, it's made public because all of you guys can see that then. Okay, that's where y'all want to keep track of stuff. And she introduced herself as Lenine, and she runs this line. This is a trading post of sorts, and she knows what's been going on, and she
DM, can we take a 5-minute break?
sure we need
Oh,
to.
thank you.
Okay.
I do.
Nope.
okay. When we get back, I'd like to, I know she's by her body language, she looks like she's wants to speak to us.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make a perception check to make sure that we are not talking smack about the red brands while like red brands are right there?
Yeah, well, you don't see anybody around,
Okay,
so
cool.
okay, yeah, so yeah, so we're good. So we got, yeah, we're still got 30 minutes left before we're done, so we'll a few minutes, everybody can go grab a drink and restroom real quick. I think Dirtless already did that. So
All right. Well, I'm gonna take advantage of this and use the
go
restroom.
go right ahead. coming back here now online.
Were you
So,
talking about inspiration, or were you
Yeah.
talking about actual like experience?
well, experience. I mean, they really don't talk about that. I mean, that's at my discretion, some to be.
Oh, right.
But definitely the inspiration come into play for role playing, and that's definitely going to be doled out. And because we just did some nice fun stuff here, that's a fair. So you can just come in here and award it out to everybody. Um, because this went definitely a different direction than was expected, but I like it.
Yeah.
Definitely like it. So, um, so there you go. We'll
Okay,
dole-
in
we'll
in
dole-
the future, I seem to have misunderstood how climbing works. How does climbing work?
Well, climbing works is that you get, it's usually it depends on the length of it, the climb. It depends on how much your movement is, but
Hmm.
you're going to make an athletics check because you might not roll good enough that you will fall.
Okay.
Okay, and
And
so
like
go ahead.
because I'm a human, like I generally get like a 8 foot reach, and so I was climbing 2 feet up to the top of the building, whereas you were trying to climb up 2 stories.
Yeah, no,
So
I got you.
Well, yeah, he didn't get a grappling hook. He tried to do that and didn't kind of threw that and landed.
Well,
But
see, I was under the impression that would just act like a bonus, is what we discussed when we were when I actually asked about it.
you would a grappling hook would give you would climb it, but you could have probably made a dex check just to try to scramble up as
Okay.
a rogue. It probably would have behooved you to try that instead.
Okay.
You know,
try
Yeah,
to
so you
argue
told me
that
it
you
would
can
just give me
use
like a +2
both
on my
sides.
dex.
well, yeah. There's well, I mean, if you look at your skills for, um, well, you're not. How are you double
You get
proficient?
you get +2 for athletics.
Well, he does.
Certain races get bonuses.
He's not got it, but you're showing. Why are you showing double proficiency in sleight of hand?
Because I got to pick 2 for double proficiency.
Never mind. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Okay.
Part of being rogue.
Yeah. So he's kind of he doesn't have the athletics check. There's no bonus there for him, um, but I could say make a dex check, like he's saying, and that's it's a high bonus for you,
Okay.
and up you shimmy, So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, and
Go
like
ahead.
athletics would be a dex check, right? No, that's
Yeah, but
strength, isn't it?
it's strength actually.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, acrobatics is dex. So, but in his case, with you do it, I think as a rogue, that's his. You would think one of his proficiencies is the dex and being able to do something.
Well, what I get is second story work, and it doesn't cost me any extra movement to climb. I basically climb as fast as I can walk.
Nice.
Okay. Halfling nimbleness, is that what we're talking about here?
No, it's under rogue.
And it is called
it's-
second story work.
Yeah, I think I don't get it till like level 3.
Oh,
though.
okay, good. Okay, once you get it, you got to call it. You just call it out to me and say, "Hey, here it is," and
Yeah.
so, boom.
Just an ability.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is everybody
I
back?
walk up the side of this building.
All right. So we are good.
I'm eating, but I'm here.
No, you're fine. So, Dirtless, you here?
I'm back.
Okay. So, there we are. Yeah. So she's caught your attention, and she knows, and after knowing what's happening, and you've lost a little gear, that she sees an opportunity, and she kind of reiterates to the group that it has some goods that's been stolen, and she believes that if doing some looking to the off the Tribor Trail, she can send you kind of to where she believes that things have happened, and she is willing to. Normally, her reward would have been 50 gold for that, but she is willing to barter, in trade of equipment or what you may need from her wares in lieu of that full payment. If would we be willing to go head up that way and see what's happening and put a stop to the raiding? Find out who's doing it, and
Which direction was the Tribor Trail at?
Tribor Trail. So here, let me give you the map for you. So it is. So So, okay. That is. So, your Tribord Trail is the road that runs from from
Connor Bear.
Got it.
east to west, okay? And up by Connieberry is an old settlement that's abandoned, and there's been stuff happening all along that way, from the turn that comes east to the turn through there. There is, some banditry that's, you get it from when the orcs are coming out of there. There's just lots of stuff happening, and people travel in and out of this area because of the mine of searchings that have been searching over the mines over the years. There has been, the miners are up through there. There is,
If we were to go retrieve your belongings, would you perhaps be able to help us rally support against these
from who,
ruffians?
rally support with who? There's no one here that can fight them. There's nobody. We
So
don't have it.
you'd have us leave the town to its fate to go
It's-
retrieve your belongings?
Yeah, if you think you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice.
I ask if she's got a glaive.
She has provisions that are basically anything that you can find in the adventuring gear and weapons, simple weapons.
Like a med kit?
She has med kits.
Can I steal one?
No.
Well,
You're
that's
still-
not very nice.
You're still being held by Oreo. Or no, you actually got down from him, didn't you? Okay, I'll let you get down now.
When did he get down?
So,
I never got down.
no, he's not down. Okay,
I just
so,
got hit. I'm just awake now, crying again.
No crying, little baby.
Yeah, so she, yeah, she basically she has supply of armor and weapons for all interest buyers, and it's,
And you said only simple weapons?
yeah, she's only got simple weapons though. So
Quarterstaff.
yeah, they broke yours, didn't they? Oh, I thought they broke monks.
No, they broke monks, but they took my halberd.
Yeah, they did. So
So do I just grab it and put it in my backpack,
you
or
can
what?
grab one. Yeah, sure. If you're going to take her up on the offer.
I'm down with taking her up on the offer. I think we need some, at least, very least, gear to get started here, guys.
And
How much?
that's the same direction as.
There's lots of stuff happening up and down the Tribord Trail. To be
How
honest
much
Yeah.
are
with
you going to take?
Oreo's just gonna walk in and go grab a quarterstaff and some medicine kits.
What are you saying, Tharai?
I was asking how much she was going to reduce our amount.
Oh, she'll give you the supplies and weapons in lieu of payment.
In
Well,
lieu of payment.
quarterstaff is only 2 silver pieces, so if we've got a couple silver pieces, we can outfit ourselves with quarterstaff.
Yeah.
I've got 8 gold.
I'm willing. Well, how much did I get to keep all of that gold from when we made my character?
No.
No,
You,
you only kept
you have,
like 15.
yeah, you get 20. You have 20 on you, Durless. So
All right, let me write that
yeah.
down. That's a bummer.
yeah.
Oh my
So-
god, I'll
We'll
equip
buy our
everybody.
equipment back.
I can't find the med kit thing.
It'll be adventuring gear, and let's see, equipment, adventure, or is it under tools? Let me see. It's under. Oh no, it's definitely got to be under adventuring gear. Let me see. Healer's kit is what it's called.
Oh, healer's kit.
Yep.
Okay.
Why do I have a hammer?
I think it came with one of the packs,
Explorer's kit or something?
Probably.
Wonderful.
with pittons.
What is a pitten?
Steel spike.
Okay.
How long would it take me to make a quarterstaff?
Well, good.
Several days.
The wood carver would have helped and all that, but he's dead.
Well, like I I'm a sailor, right? So I get my carpentry, or I get a
Yeah, you'd be
whatchamacallit
whittling
thing.
for quite a while. Yeah, it'd take you several days, I would think, to whittle a staff of consequence. Or, sure, I'm sure you could find a piece of wood maybe that, that's not hard, gone through the process of being made into a quarterstaff. If you really felt the necessity, you go find in the orchard or you travel out of town to go find some dead wood. Yep. I'm sure you could take the day to do all that. Certainly.
I got a quick
I'd rather
question.
not lose the day.
A dagger's just a one-handed weapon. Can you hold two and attack with both?
If you have two weapon, you either have to have the feat or the skill to have two
Okay.
weapon fighting.
Okay.
But that is something you can do eventually, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
Gotcha.
So what are y'all
Which I
doing?
want to.
You gonna buy stuff from her, or you want to take her up on the?
I'll lose 8 gold before I lose 50.
Yeah,
If someone wants to tally up how much I owe her.
2 silver for the quarterstaff.
And I believe someone else offered their money as well. Dane, was it?
Dane is broke.
I'm willing to help out with
Turtles has some
some
cash.
gear.
Yeah,
gear.
Ruckus gave his money to Dane.
That's right.
Dane passes the money back to Ruckus because he does not want to be responsible.
You're a
Ruckus,
paladin, Dane. Come on.
Hey, I got all my stuff jacked, man. You really want me to hold this?
Ruckus, you have
I
more
reach
than I
out
do
of
as it
Orio's arms
is.
for it. My fingers. I'm twitching.
Someone take
Twitch.
the
Gimme.
halfling away outside. So So are you at least buying? Everybody kind of getting their weapons. Give her some money. I mean, or so she
Oreo said health kits.
I
or
still
healing
have
kits.
one.
I got health. I
So-
bought health. I bought a health kit.
Yeah, you can have one apiece or one per. Whoever wants to have one.
I don't need
So-
one.
Okay. So, and they last. I mean, I'm not. I'm sitting here saying, you use it once and it's gone. They've got several. If 3 or 4 of you fall in a fight, just like what happened, the health kit would run out. You'd have to replenish it, so to speak. But
Why do I have a star on my name?
you have inspiration.
Ah,
Dane
thank you.
Dane was calling that out, that y'all did some, and I liked what happened, and it was my,
What does that mean?
Basically, an inspiration that at any time you can use an inspiration or pass it to somebody who needs to have an advantage on a save, an attack, on a check, anything like that, where you're trying to get that extra boost of a little bit of luck.
Can you
And-
use inspiration on a death saving throw?
Yes, you can.
Do you have to call it before you throw?
Yes, you do.
So it's a one-time thing.
Yep, one time
Cool.
and you lose it, but you can pass it to somebody, too.
All right.
So-
So someone please tally up 5 health kits, a quarterstaff, and I think a sword.
Oreo, are you going to make your own?
Oreo also Oreo also holds up the quarterstaff that he went and got.
Okay. So,
I'm
see,
desperately reaching for shit outside of his arms, but I can't.
I will move towards stuff when he reaches towards it.
No, don't enable the halfling.
Love the little baby.
All right. So we got a little money. Deduct it.
Rain, do you want anything? I whispered to him.
Everything. I need everything.
Later, I promise. When we go get my lucky charm, we'll take everything that's not bolted down.
All right.
Oh God, what have you done?
Enough.
Out of character, I don't know if the GM's gonna be happy with this taking my lucky charm thing.
We don't have
So,
a lucky
okay.
charm there, so she don't have a lucky charm, but you have to go get your lucky charm back.
I was going to turn to Ruckus and say, you already have more than I, but I will pay for this if you will not.
No. Like my money's, I'll put it up for the good of the party. I don't mind.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I have got some. I got a
'Cause
little
we
bit of
have
gold
a-
to spread around.
Yeah, we have 169 gold pieces for everyone.
Wait, does she have armor?
Do we?
Yeah, if you go to the party tab, go to inventory, it shows.
Well, damn.
Unless the money wasn't deducted from the people who got jacked.
No, yeah, they have their money still. They don't have all. Okay, so yeah, they purchased some stuff, and you roughly. Let me actually. What have y'all got on your person? So the dwarf, you.
Ruckus, I really wish you hadn't mentioned that.
Yep. So he did.
Because I lost my 41.
Yeah, the only one that really had really good money was the Dirtless has his. Dane, you got jacked, and Rain got jacked. And okay, so yeah.
Oh, it shows that
I
Oreo
lost
has
mine.
100.
Where?
I
He
lost.
never got to spend his.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have any Hane. Get that out of there. There.
I don't have any in my sheet, but like the
Oh,
stuff that I would
it's
have bought
not
before,
updating.
I don't have any of that either.
Yeah,
Where's-
the party sheet is not syncing with our character sheets,
Really? Let me take a look here.
and that's
Wonderful.
I can't edit those values.
Yeah.
So let me see. Oh.
So how much do you guys need?
That's
Hey, yeah,
inter-
we got some loot. We still had some stuff as loot from the goblins, so we should have a couple javelins.
Yeah, there's a couple of Oreo had a couple javelins, couple swords. So yeah, that's strange. I see that what you're saying in the party sheet. That's a good question, and I can't. Definitely not 169. I'm gonna play around. Is there an update? No, there's
I've
not.
updated our
So,
marching
Oh,
formation.
there it went. I have to update it, and it took it all out. It's gone now.
All right. Well, okay. So how much do you guys need? Because I've got, I think, 15.
Ah,
Yeah, I've got 15.
Did you say the one guy had a couple extra swords? I think so.
It was
If-
loot that we
yes.
left behind when we unloaded the wagon. We never actually did anything with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had a couple of javelins, a couple of short swords. You know, they're old, just goblin short swords. So
Aren't they
scimitars.
using bows? Don't we have a bow or two? Except for the one that snapped and he killed himself with it.
Yeah, there was one in the forest. So
I would like to take a pair of javelins if that's.
yeah, you can give you two. There, y'all would have had those. So they're not. I mean, the goblin stuff is crap, but that's fine.
But it's still
It still
stuff.
works. It still works. Yes.
So does that mean I can take a short bow
You could have a short bow, but
unless somebody else needs it? In which
Yeah,
case,
you
the
just have to get some
crossbow
arrows.
can be- I still have
You'd
it.
have to
We
buy
have
ammo.
arrows.
So she has
Oh, I
arrows.
don't see the.
I have arrows still. They didn't take mine.
No,
Yeah,
they
there's
did not.
20.
They forgot, along with my rapier.
Yeah, they just grabbed a few things. They weren't really
Cool.
caring.
So I get another short bow. Yay! Unless somebody else needs it.
Not I've got a small crossbow.
I'll take that as a no.
I don't know if I
I
have
don't see the
proficiency with that.
Oreo had them. He just had up at the top goblin weapons, and so really from when you do stuff like that, Oreo, you put that down in the notes instead of if you know. I know you're or you could put it down in the notes section of the notes tab down there. You can make some extra lines, kind of what you're carrying. It's because that stuff you'll get. I mean, honestly, unless you're just going to carry it around with you the whole time, you do get rid of it. So
If there's an extra short bow, I'll take it.
Do you want the short bow or the light crossbow? I'm proficient in a short bow.
I don't know the difference. Like, I think
Actually, why am I proficient in all ranged weapons?
you're just talented.
That would be the criminal. Wonder if that. In fact, I'll have to look at your. It's going to be part of your halfling. Let's see.
Because I know I'm proficient with daggers and rapiers, and I'm supposed to be proficient with hand crossbows. But every time I've dropped a weapon on here, it said I was proficient with it.
Well, let's take a look. Rogue.
I do like that we have 22 torches.
It says you
Well, we
are
should have more than that.
Two of us are
weapons.
down to one torch for some reason.
Simple weapons, hand crossbow, long swords, rapiers, and short swords. So if it's a simple crossbow or simple bow, you're proficient in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is strange. What did happen to like our torches and some of our stuff? Did they take that stuff?
He
No, it
mentioned that
keeps-
earlier. That's something that
it
keeps
keeps-
happening. He has to
yeah,
look
it
into.
keeps going
It's
to zero.
happening. Yeah, it's showing like when you created your sheet. I'll put those in. You should have 10 rations and 10 torches each.
Okay.
If you bought the packs, for some reason it's I'm gonna check out the support logs, because Durless and I remembered every time I was chatting with some of our characters when I rolled them up, I was saying I only see 1, but y'all are seeing 10, and now all of a sudden it's starting to update and it's flipping through that there is only 1 in the pack, and so I'm like going, something's happening with the program's doing it, or the code. And it's an issue. So I'll address it. But I believe that if I look at the Explorer's pack, it shows 10 torches and 10 rations. So I know they're there. So we can make that change, or you can go back and change your inventory to make sure it's there. And if it disappears again, I'll send out a report and support request to them to see what's going on. So, but y'all haven't used them any yet, except for, really. So, and you would have stocked. You're in town, and so I'm cool with that being full. So what's the deal? So you bought a few things, deduct a few. She's looking at y'all, and that she's got, you had more money than what she was expecting. So she says there's 50 gold in it if you can determine, what's happening up there. Where's my stuff? And
50 to determine, or
yeah,
50
and
to give
clear
it back?
Yeah, to retrieve it. Sorry, recover.
To resolve the entire situation.
Well, it's check the situation, but yeah, she needs, if you can return her goods that
I
being
would be
stolen.
willing
I think we can.
50 to find them. If you'll give us an extra 5, we'll bring them back.
Give me-
I'm attempting some type of
Persuasion.
skill check.
You're attempting her persuasion.
Murdering. I would say we need to persuade.
I'm going to
her that
use
we
my
need-
inspiration.
I was actually gonna ask. If I say I want to help action, does
fuck's
that make any bonus?
Sorry. Okay. Well, if their eyes over there kicking the ground, what, Dane?
Oh, I was asking, how does like the help action work? Like, if you want to help somebody, I mean, how does that work?
Help them do what? Though that's just so.
Well, like if persuade, like so, like.
Well, you can't help him personally on that. You could give him. Put that. You lost your. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
I was trying to activate it for the roll.
I know. So basically, in this instant, to help him would be to give him your inspiration, if he didn't have any.
Well,
David
like,
said his
could
rolls
I
and
like
Jesus.
bat my eyes at her and use my persuasive ability to give him? Because like a lot of times you can give advantage if you help someone, right?
Before I made the roll.
Yeah, but he made the roll already and he failed miserably.
I'm just asking generally. Is
So
that how they
you bat eyes, you're distracted, your persuasion. You could try it, but he's the one doing the talking, and so that's what the bonus is for. The inspiration, that is to pass to somebody to give them that extra benefit. If you have it, you can pass it. If you don't, you can't do it. So, because he was the one that was trying to pull off the con and didn't really.
Con.
So he was trying to pull off the extra little bartering there, and she knows that you're at a disadvantage with what's been happening, and so she says, "This is my offer. If you need them, and it's 50 gold. We could use the help. It's up to you. If you guys don't want it, take it or leave it." And she proceeds to go back inside. She goes, you've got your wares.
Let's go do this. Let's do this, Deb.
Yeah.
So you guys got
His
plenty.
light shine on your day.
You've got several jobs. So you've got several courses of actions to take. So,
Is anybody taking notes about all of this so that so next round when we come back we kind of know?
Well, I'll let you guys. I'll set.
I'm pretty sure there's an omnipresent, being who's like
So,
keeping track.
Well, I've got it because I've got it recorded. So don't
Can
forget
you
that.
can you throw some quests in there, or is that
Yeah. Well,
possible?
I did. Well, actually, well, okay. Hold on a second. There was an issue because somebody, you, you were supposed to go hang out at the inn for a while, but y'all didn't anywhere
I
go
tried.
near that. And so
Fucking
what you
tried.
know is, so like I said, the innkeeper's wife, you know that that's happened. So the um, you know about the Edermath, but
I
he's
think
just
we should go find the missing people. That should be our top priority.
you already so Ruckus knows about the orcs from the townmaster. You know the red brands are doing some stuff. The goblins are doing things. The orcs are east of town. The goblins are north and kind of west, kind of where the ambush taken, and that's the Lenine can tell you that there's been attacks there because that's not the first time that something she doesn't know, y'all didn't relay to them about to her about the dead horses, so she doesn't know anything about that, but there have been goblins causing problems there, and orcs causing problems farther on down the Tribord Trail in the mountain range. So
All right.
Ruckus would have found out. I think did did he talk to about about the Wyvern tour? Did he?
Yeah, he did. I just didn't take I wasn't taking notes, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot what happened last week.
Yeah, so basically you've got 100 gold from him. What he was talking about, if you were going to do it or not, the Reverend Tor, and he basically that's an area that's south of Connieberry, in the mountain areas where they think the orcs are hiding out. I'm not sure where it's at, but the Reverend Tor is that area of mountains and kind of hills and all that. Is what it's called. So from the map that was in his office. So
I think we're here in town. Let's maybe ambush the ruffians somehow. Maybe.
You want to go another round?
Well,
When the nice man up at the orchard said there's at least 20 of them, and we lost against 6.
We can do this.
Lure them out one at a time.
I mean, if we're gonna go down that road, I think we should just wait until there's some guys at the inn or the tavern down the road from the manor, and just go in there and smash them, and then
Oh, we don't want to ruin that. Smash them on
We
their way
don't
out.
even.
Let's wait until they leave the tavern.
Listen, we don't even need to fight the little ones. Let's just go kill. I say kill. Let's go. Let's go take on the gentleman up on the hill.
yeah,
Maybe we
I'm
can
pretty sure his
investigate
band
there.
is gonna have something to say about that.
Dane might point out that if we were playing a game of dice, we might have 1 dice and they might have 2 or 3 dice that they're rolling against us with. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. But that's a game. Liar's dice,
Yeah.
is it?
Let's.
Well,
I
while
vote to
y'all are
go and
just-
start dealing with the stuff on the Tribord Trail. Maybe build up some, some goodwill with the town. Maybe they'll stand with us when it comes time to fight the Red Brand.
Or how many people are going to go missing when we leave the town?
I mean, that was going to happen before we got here anyway, so.
Yeah, but now we're involved.
Okay, so we've got a point here. If you want to think about it, I haven't offered it out yet to all the groups yet because y'all are trying to get y'all in the same place, and that was just a silly thought on my part. Y'all, all 3 groups have gone in so many different directions, which is great.
Of course.
Because and I like it. I have to remember these things. I'm just trying to think, do I open up the door to allow y'all? I mean, everybody have each other's emails or be able to email back and forth. I don't know if y'all want to do that to talk about, a little
Oh yeah.
strategizing a little bit ahead of
No
time.
metagaming.
Well, it's some metagaming, but you're going to do it sooner. You guys are going to talk even in your
Yeah.
downtime.
Either we
Well, I
spend the
mean,
time talking in downtime, or we
Mhm.
spend the time talking
Like
in the
now.
2.5
Yeah.
hours we're
Yeah.
playing the game.
Well, we
Yeah.
can actually private message each other in Discord.
Actually, you could do
We
that.
should.
Yeah, let's do that. That's better. It just keeps it a little bit instead of worried about emails and bugging everybody back and forth. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. So good call.
Sounds good to me.
Well, there's a
Couldn't you just set up another channel?
I'm going
For the
to. I'm
Wednesday?
going to set up. There's text boxes or text groups for each group. For each-
Metagaming channel.
Yeah.
So Wednesday D&D has its own text box, so we can have a conversation in there.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to do
And-
here while we're talking. Wednesday. Who can access this channel? Boom. And I'm going to do I don't. So anyway, so I'm going to put this. We're going to call it for the moment.
Well done, lads. We all survived.
Kinda.
Does Oreo have himself muted?
Yeah.
Yeah, push to talk. I think maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, instead of push to talk, because that was annoying, because I was using my caps lock, I just set
Gotcha.
it to turn on and off.
There you go. Okay. All right. So yeah, there they are. So you guys should be able to hop in there. Only your group can go on the Wednesday and put messages in there and text chat each other. So I like that idea. Everybody's, if you've got, don't forget your player portraits. I need those again, please. I will save them. I will save them this time.
What's going on there? I'm good with the portrait I got on there. What do I got to do?
I can't remember. If I give it to you, I'm going to be using them. I'm finishing up the overlay for the Twitch feed, and so I'm going to be dropping the banners, the character portraits, in on there with some information about everybody. I'll release this. The videos are Praetor's Rejects. It's a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel. But I've been wanting to get a couple more videos up. You guys can watch it. I just don't, if you don't, just try not to watch the other groups yet. And because I just want to make sure that y'all get a little far off in the game, then you can kind of go back and watch what they did. But y'all are more than welcome to watch your own and get a recap of what's happening and just, bring up if we got some rule, if I call something wrong in a rule or whatever and you were talking about it, hey, remind me, slap me.
Can you throw the links in?
I'm gonna
those
send an email out to everybody. Actually, I'll probably put it in the
Finish
chat
up the
here.
stream. Let's finish up the stream.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's it. But that's what the player character portraits are going to be. Is I'm going to have them in place there. So I think that I can do that with Discord. I can highlight so people can see who's talking. It's kind of like having the same problem that we're having to the name changes. I'm going to try to get that working out. So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, two of you still watching, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next Wednesday.
All right, you guys. Y'all be good. Thanks for playing.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good one, man.
You got it. See ya.